Okay, so good morning, everyone. Once again, going to start this class very shortly. Just a few minutes. Just. Okay. So good morning, to all of you, dear participants. I am Devasis Sahu, lecturer in Botany, and I welcome you all to the DHSC online academic support program. And today in this class, we are going to discuss about a very fresh chapter, very new chapter that is called as your morphology of flowering plants. So is the screen visible to all of you? The screen, the slide, everything, the audio, everything okay? Just let me know in the chat box. Okay, all right. So, very good morning once again, and let's quickly jump to the today's class. And today's class is all about morphology of flowering plant. The first of all, what do you mean by morphology? Morphology, what are meaning? पिला माने कौन है ना? Morphology is something which we are looking the plant from the outside. It's a study of external appearance, external structure that is called as morphology. Then, in the morphology chapter, we are going to study about the flowering plant. Uh, Already we have covered the flowering plant topic in the kingdom plantae. We have discussed about different types of plant, that is the Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, and Spermatophyta. In that Spermatophyta, again there are two divisions. That is, one is your uh, gymnosperms, the naked seed plants, and second one is the angiosperm. And in that angiosperm plant, the flowering plant, we are going to look in the detail about how the root look like, how the stem look like, what is the root system, what is the shoot system, and what exactly is the leaf, the flower, the fruit, the seed, each and everything are going to know in very details. This chapter is all about that part. So in the morphology of flowering plants, and as it is the first class of today, so today we are going to begin from the number first is the root system. Number first, we are going to learn about the root. Root, as you can all see, root is the underground part of the plant. Yes or no? This part is present below the ground, and we are going to discuss about the salient features of the root, the characteristics of the root, and the functions of root, and along with the modification. Root रे कौन modification ହେଇଛି, we are going to learn all about those things in the later on slides. ঠিক ଅଛି ତ ଆଜିର କ୍ଲାସରେ ଆମ ମେନ୍ ଟପିକ ହେଉଛି ରିଗାର୍ଡିଂ ଦ ରୁଟ୍ ମର୍ଫୋଲୋଜି ତାପରେ ଡିଟେଲ୍ସ ଆନାଲିସିସ୍ କରିବା ରୁଟ୍ କ'ଣ and then after completing root we will quickly jump to the stem. The first thing first, ଆଗ ଆମେ root ଉପରେ discuss କରିବା, root the underground part, and then we'll go to the quickly jump into the stem. Stem is the above the ground ବାଲା part କୁ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଏଠି start କରିବା. All right. So ଜଲ୍ଦି ଜଲ୍ଦି ସବୁ ପଳେଇ ଆସ. I request everyone to join as quick as possible, and we'll move forward. So regarding ଯାଇପାରିବା ମୋ ପାଖେ morphology of root and system of listen ପଡ଼ିବ. You know very well, is a root achi. This root is the typical non-green underground part of the plant. Yes or no? It's a typical non-green underground part of the plant, and this root lacks the node, internode. Especially तापाई किछि नहीं. Root पाखे सब कौन सी जिनिस नहीं, node नहीं, internode नहीं. It has root hairs. और से root hair द्वारा से कौन करछि ना water absorb करछि, mineral absorb करछि from the ground. ठीक है. So it is well adapted to grow through the soil and absorbing water and minerals from the soil. So if you look into the root, the morphology of flowering plant, what is morphology? Now it is a study of external organisms. Okay, we are going to study about the external organism, external forms of the organisms, like the in angiosperm, like in the flowering plants, they are characterized by the presence of root, stem, leaves, flowers, and fruit. Basically, the flower pala part is na. The flower was the main characteristic angiosperms, but still it has roots, it has stems, it has leaves. But a quick introduction they do regarding the ଆମର plant ବିଷୟରେ plant kingdom thallophyta ଥିଲା. The plant is all about thallus. The thallus bearing plant is called as thallophyta. In that thallus bearing plant, there is no true root, there is no true stem, there is no true leaves. তারপর leaf নাই, stem নাই, root নাই, কিছু নাই তার পাখে thallophyta. Then we move into the bryophytes, the amphibians of plant kingdom. And what we find in that amphibians of plant kingdom, in that bryophytes, we found there is also no true root, no true stem, no true leaf, but ଖାଲି plant ଟି କଣ କରୁଥିଲା ନା spore formation କରୁଥିଲା, terrestrial part ରେ ରହୁଥିଲା, but depend କରୁଥିଲା water ଉପରେ for the sexual reproduction. Then we evolved and we got the pteridophytes. Pteridophytes were actually they're the first terrestrial plant to possess the vascular bundle, like the xylem, the phloem, ତାଙ୍କ first time ପାଇଁ start ହେଲା. And they have leaves, they have root like structure, rhizoids they are having, ତାଙ୍କ leaves ଆସିଲା ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ vascular bundle ବି ଆସିଲା xylem phloem, ତ ସେମାନେ phloem ରେ food translocation କଲେ and xylem ରେ ସେମାନେ water କୁ conduct କରିଥିଲେ. Then ତାପରେ ଆସିଲା spermatophyta, and in that spermatophyta we looked into the structure of the like gymnosperms and angiosperms, the naked seed and covered seed. तो जो covered seed ପାଖରେ flower ଆସିବା start ହେଲା, ଠିକ ଅଛି। the angiosperm କୁ ଆମେ ସେଥିପାଇଁ flowering plant ବୋଲି କହିଛେ। these are also called as the higher plants। plant kingdom ର ସବୁଠୁ highest top most evolution ରେ ଏ ପହଞ୍ଚିଛନ୍ତି angiosperms ମାନେ, and they are characterized by presence of the root, the stems, the leaves, the flowers and the fruits। Okay, so the entire plant body is divided into two categories, two part, or you can say two system. That is a root system and shoot system. Please remember, जो हमारा plants माने थांती, they don't possess organ system. Plant is the organism which do not have any kind of organ system. They have different kind of organs. Yes, ତ ଗୋଟେ ହେଇଗଲା ତମର ଅର୍ଗାନ ଯୋଉ ଆସିଗଲା, ସେ ଅର୍ଗାନ ତାର ଲିଫ୍ ବି ଗୋଟେ ଅର୍ଗାନ ହେଇଯିବ, ଷ୍ଟେମ୍ ବି ଗୋଟେ ଅର୍ଗାନ ହେଇଯିବ, ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦେନ୍ ତାର ଫ୍ଲାୱାର ଗୋଟେ ଅର୍ଗାନ ହେଇଯିବ। ଫ୍ଲାୱାର ଇଜ ଦ ରିପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟିଭ ଅର୍ଗାନ ଅଫ ଦ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ। ତ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଫ୍ଲାୱାର ହେଇଗଲା, ଲିଭ୍ସ ହେଇଗଲା, ଷ୍ଟେମ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ଦେ ଅଲ୍ ଆର୍ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଏବଭ ଦ ଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ, ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ସ ୱାଇ ଦେ ଆର୍ କଲ୍ଡ ଆଜ ଦ ସୁଟ୍ ସିଷ୍ଟମ। And those parts which are present below the ground, that is called as the root system। The underground parts of the plant is the root system। root system ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା କ'ଣ, lateral root, primary root, and shoot system ଦେଖିବା stem and leaves। So in today's class we are going to complete each and every part। you are going to know about this petiole, you are going to know about this leaf, the blade of the leaf, the nodes, the internodes, the axillary bud, the stem, each and everything we are going to discuss in this today's class। So I hope ସମସ୍ତେ end ଯାଇକି ରୁହ and completely ବୁଝିକି ଯାଅ ତମର council exam and that too entrance examination ପାଇଁକି। clear? Okay, so before going to the root types of root system, let me tell you one thing over here, that is your root achi, it is the underground part of the formed of the radicle of embryo। ये embryo रो ही formation ହେଇଛି ଆଉ embryo रो radical रो formation ହେଇଛି। first thing first, we are having a seed, ठीक ଅଛି। ସେ ଯୋଉ seed ଅଛି, ସେ seed ଭିତରେ କିଏ ଅଛି ନା embryo ଅଛି। inside the seed embryo is there। ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ଏମ୍ବ୍ରିଓଟି ଜର୍ମିନେଟ୍ କରୁଛି, ସିଡ୍ଟି ଜର୍ମିନେଟ୍ କରୁଛି, ତା ପାଖକୁ ଯୋଡ଼ାଏ ଜିନିଷ ବାହାରିଥାଏ। ୱାନ୍ ଇଜ୍ ପ୍ଲିମ୍ୟୁଲ୍, ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଇଜ୍ ରାଡିକାଲ। ରିମେମ୍ବର ଯାହା ଯାହା କହୁଛି ଲାଇନ୍ ବାଇ ଲାଇନ୍ ଶୁଣୁଥାଅ, ଏ ପାର୍ଟର ତମେ ଆଗକୁ ଯାଇ ଦେଖିବ। The seed जो है seed upon germination produces two things। तार immune axis ଗୋଟେ ଥାଏ। axis ର upper वाला part, above part is called as plumule। the below part is called as radicle। then the plumule ଆଗକୁ ଯାଇ formation କରିଥିବ shoot system, whereas radicle ଆଗକୁ ଯାଇକି formation କରିବ root system। as you can see in this picture, let me annotate for all of you। स्पॉटलाइट जो पार्ट है स्पॉटलाइट को से पार्ट तुम फोकस करो। अपर पार्ट विल बिकम प्लीम्यूल एंड प्लीम्यूल बाहरिबो जो शूट सिस्टम। जो बिलो पार्ट इज कॉल्ड एज रेडिकल एंड ए रेडिकल फॉर्मेशन करिबो द रूट सिस्टम। ঠিক আছে তো রাডিকেল বনিব আর এ রাডিকেল আর এ রুট রিমেম্बर দিস থিং এমব্রিয়নাল অ্যাক্সিসের দুইটা পার্ট থাকে প্রিমিউলো হয়ে গেলা সুট অ্যান্ড রাডিকেল হয়ে গেলা রুট তো ইট ইজ দ্য আন্ডারগ্রাউন্ড part which is formed from the radicle of the embryo clear the seed ভিতরে আছে embryo and embryo germinate কলা ପରେ ସେଠୁ ବାହାରିବ radicle ଆଉ radicle formation ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି roots ମାନେ ଆଗ root ଥିବ then ତାପରେ different part of the plant then develop କରିବେ तो okay so before jumping into quickly into the root let us discuss about the some of the important characteristics of root ଆଗ characteristics ଶିଖିବା then we will go to the root ର system କୁ ଯାଇକି details ରେ ଆମେ root କୁ study କରିବା just a second କଣଟେ ହେଲା so first we will discuss about the characteristics of root and then we will jump into the different parts तो पिलाମାନେ root जो ଅଛି ନା root is the descending or you can say it is the underground part of the plant axis ये plant axis ର you can see ये plant ର axis ର underground part ରେ ଏମାନେ ସବୁ present ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି it is usually positively geotropic remember ये ହେଲା କଣ ସବୁ positively geotropic ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି geotropic ମାନେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ ଟି geotropic means those who are grows downward into the soil ମାଟି ଆଡକୁ ଗ୍ରୋ କରିଥାନ୍ତି ଯୋଉମାନେ କି ପଜିଟିଭଲି ଜିଓଟ୍ରପିକ ଥାନ୍ତି ସୋ ନେଗେଟିଭଲି ଫଟୋଟ୍ରପିକ ଠିକ ଅଛି ତ ଲାଇଟ ର ଡିରେକ୍ସନ ଆଉ ରେ ଗ୍ରୋ କରିବେ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଯୋଉଆଡେ ପାଣି ମିଳୁଛି ଯୋଉଆଡେ ଅଣ୍ଡରଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ଅଛି ସେଇ ଡିରେକ୍ସନ ସେମାନେ ଗ୍ରୋ କରିବେ ତ ଦେ ଆର୍ ପଜିଟିଭଲି ଜିଓଟ୍ରପିକ or you can say positively hydrotropic but they are negatively phototropic. This is the characteristics, one of the characteristics of the root. Second, if you see, the root is usually cylindrical and non-green. जो root ଆମର ପିଲାମାନେ they are cylindrical ହେଇପାରିବ non-green ହେଇପାରିବ ସେ part ବି ତମେ focus କରିବ and root ର different part ବି ଅଛି ସେ part କୁ details ରେ ଆଗକୁ ଯାଇ ପଢିବା and root ପାଖରୁ ଯୋଉ root hair ବାହାରିଥାଏ root କେତେ ପ୍ରକାର ହେଇଥାଏ as you can see in the slide we are discussing about the types of root systems. Our types of root systems we are having three types. One is the tap root system, fibrous root system, and adventitious root system. In the tap root system or fibrous root system or adventitious root system, एमाने को basis रे divide ହେଇଛନ୍ତି. Whenever we are classifying anything into any type, always remember on which basis it is being divided. ठीक ଅଛି କୋଉ ବି part को divide करते. For example, I'll say there are two kind of cells. Two kind of cells कौन कौन ହେଇପାରିବ? The some will answer as plant cells or animal cells. Some will answer as prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cell. Some will say haploid cell, diploid cells. Some will say like the somatic cell and the germ cells. So we all say there are two type of cell, but two type of cell is ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ type ଏଠି ଅଲଗା ଅଲଗା ଆସୁଛି ତମର ଏଠି ଜିନିଷ କଣ ହେଇଛି ନା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଆମେ types of cells କହୁଛେ କାହାକୁ ଆମେ classify କରୁଛେ କାହାକୁ ଆମେ divide କରୁଛେ so there should be always a basis on which basis you are dividing. Yes or no? If I say plant cell, animal cell, then ମୁଁ କୋଉ basis ରେ divide କରିଛି the cells which are present in plants are called plant cells. The cells are present on origin basis ରେ କରିଛି. Then prokaryotic, eukaryotic, on which basis it is divided? On the basis of the presence or absence of membrane bound organelles. The nucleus ଯାହା ପାଖେ nucleus ସେତିକି ଅଛି ସେ eukaryotic cell, nucleus ନାହିଁ ତ prokaryotic cell ବା membrane bound cell organelles ମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି that is a eukaryotic cell ନାହାନ୍ତି ତ prokaryotic cell ତ ସେଇଭଳିଆ କଥା ହେଲା ପିଲାମାନେ ଏଠି ନା ଆମର types of root system ଯୋଉ ଆସିଛି that types of root system କୋଉ basis ରେ ହେଇଛି on the basis of the origin ତାଙ୍କ origin କୋଉଠି ଅଛି ସେ origin basis ରେ ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କୁ divide କରିଛେ different segment ରୁ tap root system ହଉ ବା ଆମର adventitious root ho fibrous root ho they all are divided on the basis of their origin of the roots ରେ ହେଇଛନ୍ତି clear okay let's quickly jump to the clear all drawings annotate okay okay the first thing first I'm start କରିବା କୋଉଠୁ the tap root system in the tap root system it primarily consists of tap root it consists of primary roots don't annotate. It consists of primary root like the taproot and its branches like the lateral root such as the secondary root, tertiary root, etc. So you can see in this picture, just a second, you can see in this picture, this is the above part is the shoot system, the below part is the root system. ঠিক আছে, the root is positively geotropic, positively hydrotropic and negatively phototropic. The shoot is positively phototropic but negatively geotropic and negatively hydrotropic. Now again এই যে root system ଆସିଲା এই root ର first ଯୋଉ root ଟି ବାହାରିଛି that is called as a primary root ଯୋଉଟା କି radically formation ହେଇଥାଏ. Root originates from the radicle and radical जो पार्टी आगो बाहर that is called as the primary root and primary root जो जिनस again divide की बाहर that is called as the secondary root. And remember this tap root system is majorly seen in dicotyledons plant. By you can say these are the yes, these are the dicot plants जो अछंती dicot plants करे माने modification dicot plant characteristics रे आसीबे. So let me tell you one thing. What do you mean by dicot plants? In the already in the plant kingdom, already in the angiospermic topic, we have already discussed about two types of plant. One is monocotyledonous plant and second is dicotyledonous plant. In the monocotyledon plants, what we studied monocot plant रे हम कौन study कले ना monocot माने हेले having a single cotyledon जेमती कि हमारा grass family ହେଇଗଲା wheat, rice, maize, these all they all belong to monocots. And in dicot plants, the higher plants माने सब आसले dicotyledon plants रे having two cotyledons. ये जो dicot and monocot रे किसी primary differences ଥିଲେ जेमती कि in the monocot plant you will see fibrous root, in the dicot plant you will see the taproot system. Second, in the monocot root तुम देखियो सेठी वेनेशन जो ହେଇଛି leaf रे जो arrangement ହେଇଛି veins ମାନଙ୍କର that is called as parallel venation. But if you see in the dicot plant, in the dicot plant the venation, the arrangement of veins and ventlets in the leaves, this is going to be your reticulate venation. पढ़िबे ଏବେ ଆଜିର କ୍ଲାସରେ ହିଁ ପଢିବା ଆମେ venation କଣ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ କଣ and बस खाली remember ଏତିକି ଜିନିଷ ଯେହେତୁ as it is the first class of this chapter, so in dicot and monocot जो दिटा plant ରହିଲା angiospermic plant ର dicotyledonous plant ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ taproot system ଟି develop ହେଇଥାଏ. Clear? And here the primary root is elongated from the radicle. Radicle ରୁ ହିଁ elongate କରିଛି. Radicle remember କହିଥିଲି seed ଭିତରେ ଅଛି embryo କରିବ germination କଲେ ସେଠୁ ବାହାରିବ ଗୋଟେ plumule ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ radicle. Embryonal axis ର above वाला part is called plumule and below वाला part is called as radicle, and radicle will further modified into the root. R radicle R root मन रखियो. ठीक ଅଛି, ତ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ହେଲା ମଷ୍ଟାର୍ଡ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ତୁମେ ଆଗ ଦେଖିପାରିବ ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଦ ପ୍ରାଇମେରୀ ରୁଟ୍ ଆଉ ପ୍ରାଇମେରୀ ରୁଟ୍ର ସେକେଣ୍ଡାରୀ ରୁଟ୍ର ଅବିକା ତାର lateral root ମାନେ formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି and this the end वाला part is called as the root tip and root tip କୁ ଗୋଟେ cover କରିକି ରଖିଛି protection ପାଇଁ କି ଗୋଟେ structure present ଅଛି that is called as the root cap. Root cap also you can call it as calyptra. It is present and the main function है कि root को हम protection provide करिवो and root जब underground को अबिका पसी जाउची खोली जाउची सेई टाइम ताको से support भी करिवो and ताको अबिका cover करके रखिवो. That is called as calyptra or you can call it as the root cap. This is a mustard plant. A mustard plant is the type of primary root and set to secondary tertiary roots of formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି. Now, if we move, uh, if we move to the just a second. Let me kindly don't tell. In the fibrous root system, you see this is the characteristics of monocot plants. As I have told you earlier, like in dicot plant, the main root type is the taproot system, and in monocotyledon plant, the main root system is the fibrous root system. And the primary root here is very short-lived and is replaced by a large number of roots. Yes or no? ये जो primary root जो थिला मुख्य root टा that is very short-lived, so बहुत कम समय ପାଇଁ ରହିପାରିବ, while the it is replaced by a large number of roots ଚାରିପଟେ ଅବିକା cover କରିବା ପାଇଁ ହିଁ ପଳେଇ ଆସିବ. These roots originate from the base of the stem to form fibrous root system. The ଯୋଉ roots ମାନେ କୋଉଠୁ originate କରିଛନ୍ତି, these roots originate basically from the base of the stem. Remember one thing, in the dicot plant, the tap root is originating from the radicle. जो आर रेडिकल आर ए रूट से origin करिवो. But in case of fibrous root system, in case of adventitious root system, the roots are originating from the base of the stem, not from the radical. Please remember, हाँ, ये कोड बाहर चंदी from the base of the stem. Stem रो जो base अच्छी, base of apex कुछ पर पिला मैंने base को ले lower part टा, apex को ले top position. Apex means upper position, base इस तरह जो ये लोअर पोजिशन जो रहिला अबिका ସେ ଯୋଉ ବେସ୍ ପୋଜିସନରେ ସେମାନେ ଅବିକା ରୁଟ୍ସ ମାନେ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି. ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଅଛି ହ୍ୱିଟ୍, ଆଜ୍ ଆଇ ହାଭ୍ ଟୋଲ୍ଡ ୟୁ ଅର୍ଲିୟର. ହ୍ୱିଟ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ରାଇସ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ମେଜ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ଦିସ୍ ଅଲ୍ ଆର୍ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ୍ସ ଅଫ୍ monocot plants. ତ monocot plants ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଦେଖାଯାଏ fibrous root system. Clear? Till now everything is clear. Any doubt? monocot dicot ରେ କିଛି ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ ରହିଲା? monocot ରେ ଆସିଲା କାହା କଥା ନା monocot ରେ fibrous root system, dicot ରେ ଆସିଲା fibrous root system, and dicot ରେ ଆସିଗଲା tap root system. Now, as you can see over here, in the adventitious root system, roots that arise from parts other than radical are called as adventitious root system, whichever I am telling you right now. Here, the roots basically arise from the parts other than the radical. ठीक ଅଛି ରାଡିକାଲ ବାଦରେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ସବୁ ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି ଯେମିତିକି ଗ୍ରାସ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ମନଷ୍ଟେରା ହେଇଗଲା, ବାନିୟାନ ଟ୍ରି ହେଇଗଲା. ବାନିୟାନ ଟ୍ରି ସମସ୍ତେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ନିଜ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ନିଜ ରିଜିୟନରେ. So, can I ask you one question, dear participants? Uh, what is the scientific name of banyan tree? What is the scientific name of banyan tree? What is the scientific name or biological name? Any one of you would like to answer this question? Dear participants, what is the scientific name of banyan tree? Ficus. Ficus is a generic name. What is the species name? Ficus. What? Ficus. I'm waiting for your answers. What is the scientific name of banyan tree? Yes, Ficus bengalensis. Correct. Ficus bengalensis, but B it is small haba. Correct. ହେଲା B is the scientific name ଆମେ ଲେଖୁଛେ. The correct name is Ficus bengalensis. It is small haba. Yes, Sangeeta, correct answer. Okay. Just a second. I can see the chat box. चलो. Now let's quickly move to the regions of fruit. ଆମେ ଏବେ root or different regions କୁ ଦେଖିବା. Root जो ଅଛି ପିଲାମାନେ, root is having the root cap, the region of meristematic activity, the region of elongation, the region of maturation, and the root hairs, of course. In this picture, you can see there is a conical structure. ଗୋଟେ cone type of structure ତମ ଆଖି ଆଗରେ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି. You can see in the slide. This part this part जो सभा ଉପରେ ଅଛି this part is called as a region of maturation. ठीक ଅଛି ଯୋଉଠି root hairs ମାନେ ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି that is called a region of maturation. Below this part is called the region of elongation. ଏଇ ଜାଗା ସେମାନେ elongate କରୁଛନ୍ତି. Just below this part there is a small little tiny region called as a region of meristematic activity, and of course at the apex ଏ ଯୋଉ ପୁରା top ରେ କିଏ ଅଛି ଏଠି ନା root cap ଅଛି. So what is the significance of these different parts? Once again, it is completely single thing. A single thing को हम different part रे divide करछे. जब हम कोई जिनिस को divide करछे ताकि जो basis ଥାଏ. ଆଉ ଏଠି କୋଉ ବେସିସ୍ ରେ ଡିଭାଇଡ୍ କରାଯାଇଛି ନା ତାଙ୍କର ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟିକୁ ନେଇକି କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ କେମିତିଆ କାମ ସବୁ ହଉଛି ଫର ଲାଇକ୍ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ରୁଟ୍ କ୍ୟାପ୍ ଅଛି ରୁଟ୍ କ୍ୟାପ୍ ର ମେନ୍ ଫଙ୍କସନ୍ ହେଇଗଲା ରୁଟ୍ କୁ ପ୍ରୋଟେକ୍ସନ୍ ଦବ ଠିକ ଅଛି ପ୍ରୋଟେକ୍ସନ୍ ଦବ ଫ୍ରମ୍ ପାଥୋଜେନ୍ସ फ्रॉम पैरासाइट्स जो अटैक करेंगे से प्रोटेक्शन प्रोवाइड करिवो द रीजन ऑफ मेरिस्टेमेटिक एक्टिविटी मेन फंक्शन रहला टू डिवाइड द सेल कंटिन्यूअसली यू नो मेरिस्टेम्स दी प्रकार थिला प्लांट र टिश्यूज थिला स्कूल टाइम तो माने पढ़ते पिला माने टिश्यूज प्लांट केस रेट व्हाट इज टिश्यू group of cells having a common origin and doing a similar kind of function is called as tissue. In case of plant tissue is of two types. କେତେ ପ୍ରକାର ଟିସ୍ୟୁ ଅଛି ଟୁ ଟାଇପ୍ର କ'ଣ କ'ଣ ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି ତାର ମେରିଷ୍ଟେମେଟିକ୍ ଟିସ୍ୟୁ ଗୋଟେ ସିମ୍ପଲ୍ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ଗୋଟେ ମେରିଷ୍ଟେମେଟିକ୍ ଟିସ୍ୟୁ ଆଣ୍ଡ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଇଜ ଦ ପରମାନେଣ୍ଟ ଟିସ୍ୟୁ ଏ ଯୋଉ ମେରିଷ୍ଟେମେଟିକ୍ ଟିସ୍ୟୁ ରହିଲା ତା ପାଖରେ ଆସିଗଲା କେତେ ପ୍ରକାର ତିନି ପ୍ରକାର ଟିସ୍ୟୁ ଥିଲା ୱାନ୍ ଇଜ ଦ ଏପିକାଲ ମେରିଷ୍ଟେମ୍ ଲାଟେରାଲ ମେରିଷ୍ଟେମ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ତାର ଇଣ୍ଟରକ୍ୟାଲାରୀ ମେରିଷ୍ଟେମ୍ এই যে এপিকাল মেরিস্টেম থিলা পিলামানে এপিকাল মেরিস্টেম টু টাইপরে ডিভাইড হইতিলা one is shoot apical meristem and second is root apical meristem the root ର apex ରେ ଥିଲେ root apical meristem shoot ର apex ରେ ଥିଲେ shoot apical meristem so what is that meristematic tissue or what is that meristematic cell the cell which is capable to divide again and again that is called as a meristematic tissue ঠিক আছে তো এটি ক্যারিওকাইনেসিস ফলোড বাই সাইটোকাইনেসিস এগেন ক্যারিওকাইনেসিস ফলোড বাই সাইটোকাইনেসিস হচ্ছে কন্টিনিউअसली সেল ডিভাইড করছি দেন एंड तुम्हें जो हॉर्मोन्स विषय भी स्कूल रे पढ़िथिल फाइटो हॉर्मोन्स जो फाइव टाइप रो फाइटो हॉर्मोन्स थिले द ऑक्सिन जिबरेलिन साइटोकाइनिन इथिलिन एंड एब्सिसिक एसिड से मानक भितर ऑक्सिन जो हार्मोन थिला तार काम थिला कोन एपिकल डोमिनेंस शो करिबा एंड से रूट एपेक्स एंड शूट एपेक्स रो टिप रे थांती एंड से माने प्लांट को ग्रो करिबारे हेल्प करते then in the region of meristematic activity what is a main function the main function of region of meristematic activity is to divide the cell numerous time ठीक है सेल टी बारंबार डिवाइड ହେଇକି ଚାଲିଛି and what is about the region of elongation ରେ କ'ଣ ହଉଛି when the cell divide କରୁଛି ତ cell ଏବେ propagate କରିବ cell ଏବେ elongate କରିବ then the new cell formation ହଉଛି ତ new cell formation ହେଲା ମାନେ cell ଟି କ'ଣ କରିବ propagate କରିବ then and then the region of maturation the cell ର ଗୋଟେ ନିଜର ଗୋଟେ function ତ ଅଛି ନା the cell जो function ଟି କରିବ ସେ ତା region of maturation ରେ function କରିବ like the providing the anchorage to the plant and ତା ସହିତ ସେ ଯୋଉ conducting of the water and minerals ଏ ଯୋଉ translocation କରିବେ ଏଠୁ root ରୁ ନେଇକି shoot ଯାଇ ପହଞ୍ଚେଇବେ ସେଇ ଯୋଉ तरह तरह का କାମ ସବୁ ରହିଲା region of maturation ହବ minerals ହେଇଗଲା water ହେଇଗଲା conduction କରିବା all these things are done in the region of maturation then okay. So what is root cap? The root cap is the covering at the apex of the root. As I have told you earlier, it is the covering of the apex of the root. It is also called as calyptra. You can note it down. The root cap that है calyptra and it protects the tender apex of the root. You should know ये जो root ର जो apex ଅଛି जो tender means fragile से बहुत delicate ଥାଏ से जो delicate जो fragile tender apex ଅଛି से root ର से ତାକୁ protection provide କରୁଛି ଚାରିପଟୁ ताकि ସେ ତାକୁ କୌଣସି pathogen ବା କୌଣସି parasite ସେ attack ନ କରନ୍ତୁ ବୋଲି that is about root cap and if you see the region of meristematic activity it is seen just above the root cap the root cap जो end ହେଇଛି just say part of start is region of meristematic activity here all the cells are very small very tiny they are thin walled with dense protoplasm ঠিক ଅଛି ଏ characteristics ପିଲାମାନେ ମନେ ରଖିବ they are very small and thin walled having a dense protoplasm and these are the exact things which are required for the cell division numerous cell division ଯଦି କରିବାର ଅଛି the size of the cell should be very small and second thing the size of cell wall is not thick over here it is thin in nature so that's multiple times cytokinesis କରିପାରୁଥିବ ঠিক ଅଛି and then the last part ହେଲା କ'ଣ ନା ଆଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ବହୁତ ସାରା ପ୍ରୋଟୋପ୍ଲାଜମ ଅଛି so let ମତେ ପିଲାମାନେ ଜଣାଅ what do you mean by protoplasm କହିଲେ କ'ଣ ବୁଝୁଛ ତୁମେ ମାନେ what is protoplasm Like you have heard about the inside cell cytoplasm is there, inside nucleus nucleoplasm is there. So what is this protoplasm? Then the cell ହେଲା cytoplasm, nucleus से nucleoplasm, then plastids ବା chloroplasts ହେଲା stroma, chloroplast stroma, mitochondria matrix. ସେମିତି what is protoplasm? And what is the function of having dense protoplasm? Okay, sir. So they divide repeatedly, cell ଏଠି continuously divide କରୁଛି, repeatedly divide କରୁଛି. Okay, let's quickly jump to the next part. Okay, region of elongation. Elongation is called the region just above the meristematic region. Meristematic region is just upper part present ହେଇଥାଏ, and here the cells undergo rapid elongation and enlargement. It is cell rapidly elongate karibo and enlarge hobo, and it helps in growth of the root in the length. ठीक है जी, तो रूट ର लेंथ बढ़ेबारे, रूट ର ग्रोथ बढ़ेबारे हेल्प करिଥାଏ. Next, region of maturation ଆସିବ, the region proximal to elongation zone. Dear participants, kindly don't annotate. The region proximal to elongation zone को proximal मन रखियो, proximal माने पाखेरे, जेटा पाखेरे ଅଛି proximal तार दूରରେ ଥିଲେ distal हବ. The region proximal to elongation zone, and here the cells differentiate and mature. এই কাମ ହେଲା cell differentiation କରିବ. There is a difference between division and differentiation. Cell divide କରୁଛି numerous time, and differentiation ମାନେ ହେଲା କଣ, ସେ cell divide କରିକି ଗୋଟେ particular shape, ଗୋଟେ particular part କୁ ଆସୁଛି. Kindly don't annotate. Lovely Jana, kindly don't write anything on the screen. The region of maturation is like on the cells differentiate and mature over here. Now, finally, it comes to the root hair segment. These are very fine. These are delicate thread-like structures formed from epidermal cells in region of elongation. If you see, this is a region of elongation. Region of elongation ପଛପଟକୁ ଆସିବ. ଆମେ ଯଦି ଏବେ ତଳ ଆଡୁ ଦେଖୁଛେ, ଆମେ କହୁଛେ apex ବୋଲି. apex ରେ ଆସିଲା root cap. root cap ର ଉପରକୁ ଆସୁଛି region of meristematic activity. ତା ଉପରକୁ ଆସିବ region of elongation, and ସଭା ଉପର part ରେ region of maturation. A region of maturation କୁ କୋଉମାନେ ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି ନା fine delicate thread like structure ସୂତା ଭଳିଆ ଦେଖିବା ପାଇଁ କି these are called as the what root hairs. And what is the main function, primary function of the root hair? The କାମ ହେଲା they should absorb the water as well as the minerals from the soil. Yes or no? The soil is जो minerals ମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି like the inorganic organic particle present ଅଛନ୍ତି, and along with the water ସେ ସବୁ part କୁ ସେମାନେ receive କରିକି ନେଇକି ପହଞ୍ଚେଇବେ leaf ପାଖରେ. Leaf is the kitchen of the plant. Now it's time to know about the modification of the root. Root କେମିତି modify ହେଇଛି and modify ତା କାମ କଣ କରୁଛି ସବୁ. In some plants, roots are modified to perform functions other than absorption and conduction. The root ର primary function ପିଲାମାନେ କଣ ଥିଲା? The primary function of root is absorption of water and conduction of water. But ତା ବାଦରେ ବି root ଆହୁରି secondary କାମ ବହୁତ ସାରା କରୁଛି, ଯେମିତି କି root food କୁ store କରିପାରୁଛି. root primary function ଥିଲା anchorage provide କରିବା, mechanical support provide କରିବା plant କୁ. But beside that, root ଆଉ କୋଉଥିରେ help କରୁଛି ଆମକୁ ନା, root is helping us in storing of the food କୁ store କରିକି ରଖୁଛି, support system provide କରୁଛି plant କୁ. ତା ସହିତ ସେ respiration ରେ help କରୁଛି. We are going to see in the pneumatophores. ସେମିତି ସେ plant କୁ hanging କରିବାରେ help କରୁଛି, modify ହେଇକି ରହିଥାଏ. But different kind of modifications are seen, and ସବୁ modification କିଛି ନା କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ବେସିସ୍ ଅଛି, ତାର need ଅଛି. ଠିକ ଅଛି, ଯେମିତିଆ need ଯେମିତି ହେଇଛି evolution ସେଇ accordingly ହେଇଛି. ତ example ଆସିଲା ଆମର କଣ କଣ ନା, solen roots for food storage, then ଆସିଲା prop roots, then stilt roots, and then pneumatophores. We are going to discuss one and each and everything one by one. So in the solen roots or the food storage of the QRT, you can see in this picture, you are seeing carrot, you are seeing sweet potato, and you are seeing turnips. तो ये जो कैरेट्स ହେଇଗଲେ ପିଲାମାନେ, କ୍ୟାରେଟ୍ କେମିତିଆ ରୁଟ୍ ରେ ଡିଭାଇଡ୍ ହେଇଯିବ ନା, କ୍ୟାରେଟ୍ ଇଜ ଏ ମଡିଫାଇଡ୍ ରୁଟ୍. ଆଉ ଏ ମଡିଫାଇଡ୍ ରୁଟ୍ ଟି କେମିତି ଅଛି, whether it is ଫ୍ୟୁଜିଫର୍ମ or ନାପିଫର୍ମ, ଏଠି କୋଉ ଟାଇପ୍ ର ଆସିବ ଏଇଟା Carrot जो part रहिला, carrot is an example of your what? Carrot is a conical root part. Research example as it is a conical root माने कौन ना एटा देखो cone like structure से convert ହେଇକି ଅଛନ୍ତି। କ୍ୟାରୋଟ ମେନ୍ କାମ ହେଲା କଣ, କ୍ୟାରୋଟରେ ଅରେଞ୍ଜ କଲର କଣ ପାଇଁ ହେଇଥାଏ, ଡ୍ୟୁ ଟୁ କ୍ୟାରୋଟିନ୍। କ୍ୟାରୋଟିନ୍ ସକାଶେ ଏବେ ଅରେଞ୍ଜ କଲର ଦେଖିବାକୁ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି। ଆଣ୍ଡ ଏ ଯୋଉ ଟ୍ୟାପ୍ ରୁଟ୍ସ ଅଫ କ୍ୟାରୋଟ, ଟର୍ନିପ୍ସ ହେଇଗଲା, ଆଉ ଟର୍ନିପ୍ସ ଏ ଯୋଉ ବିଟ୍ ରୁଟ୍ ଅଛି ଇଏ ହେଇଗଲା ତମର କୋଉ ସେପ୍ର ଅଛି ନା ତମେ ଦେଖିପାରୁଥିବ, ଆର ଅପର ପୋଜିସନ ଇଜ swollen ଆଣ୍ଡ ଲୋୟର ପୋଜିସନ ବେସ୍ ପୋଜିସନ ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ସେ ଅବିକା କୋନ୍ ହେଇକି ଅଛି ବାହାରକୁ, ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଫ୍ୟୁଜିଫର୍ମ ବୋଲି କହିବା। ସେମିତି ଅବିକା ଟ୍ୟୁବରସ୍ ବୋଲି ତାକୁ କହିପାରିବା। କୋଉ କେସରେ ନା ସୁଇଟ୍ ପଟାଟୋ କେସ୍ ତାକୁ ଟ୍ୟୁବରସ୍ ରୁଟ୍ ବୋଲି କହିପାରିବା। ସୁଇଟ୍ ପଟାଟୋ ଇଜ an example of tuberous root and but carrot जो ହେଇଗଲା conical root। ଠିକ ଅଛି, ତ tap root of carrot, turnips and adventitious roots of sweet potato, these are the different swollen root for food storage ପାଇଁ ରଖା ହେଇଥାଏ। Again, in the prop root system, the hanging structures that support banyan tree। ठीक ଅଛି, ଆମେ banyan tree ଏବେ discussion କରୁଥିଲେ, ficus bengalensis। ତ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ banyan tree ରହିଲା ତାର ସପୋର୍ଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ପାଇଁକି ତାକୁ ଏତେ ବଡ଼ ଗୋଟେ canopy maintain କରିବା ପାଇଁକି ଯୋଉ ସପୋର୍ଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ଦରକାର, that support system is provided by whom? By the hanging part, hanging structures of the banyan tree ରେ ସେ part ଟି ଆସିବ। Then if is with the steel truth वाला पार्ट जो पिलाମାନେ ଆସିଲା, steel truth ର ପୁଣି କାମ କଣ ଆସିଲା ନା steel truth ର କାମ ହଉଛି the supporting roots coming out of the lower nodes of the stem। ଯେମିତି ଆମ maize case ରେ ହେଇଗଲା, ବା ଆମର ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ସୁଗାର କେନ୍ କେସରେ ହେଇଗଲା, ସୁଗାର କେନ୍ ହଉ ମେଜ୍ ହଉ ଏସବୁ ପାର୍ଟରେ ଆସିବ କାହା କଥା, ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ ଟ୍ରୁଥ୍ କଥା ଆସିବ। ଆଉ ଇଏ ତାକୁ ସପୋର୍ଟ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ କରୁଛି। ଇଏ କୋଉଠୁ ବାହାରିଛି, ଲୋୟର ଷ୍ଟେମରୁ ବାହାରିଛି। ଠିକ ଅଛି, ତ ଷ୍ଟେମର ଏଣ୍ଡ ବାଲା ପାର୍ଟରେ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି, ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ କଲ୍ଡ ଆଜ ଦ ଲୋୟର ନୋଟ୍ସ ଅଫ ଦ ଷ୍ଟେମ୍। ଯେମିତି ମେଜ୍, ଯେମିତି ସୁଗାର କେନ୍, ଏସବୁ କାମ ଆସିଲା। ତ ରୁଟ୍ ର ପ୍ରାଇମେରୀ ଫଙ୍କସନ ତମକୁ ଯୋଉ ଡିସ୍କସ କରୁଥିଲି ଟିକେ ପୂର୍ବରୁ, ପ୍ରାଇମେରୀ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର କଣ ଥିଲା ଆମର ନା ଆଙ୍କରେଜ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ କରିବା, ଆବଜର୍ପସନ ଆଉ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲୋକେସନ କରିବ ସିଏ। ନା ଫୁଡ ଆବଜର୍ଭ କରିବ, ମିନେରାଲ ଆବଜର୍ଭ କରିବ, ଦେନ୍ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲୋକେଟ କରିବ। ଆଣ୍ଡ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ ବଡ କାମ ଥିଲା ରୁଟ୍ ର, ଯିଏ କି ସଏଲ ଇରୋଜନ କୁ କଣ କରୁଛି ନା ବନ୍ଦ କରୁଛି, ପ୍ରିଭେଣ୍ଟ କରୁଛି। ସେଇଟା ରୁଟ୍ ର ମେଜର ଫଙ୍କସନ ଥିଲା। ଠିକ ଅଛି, ଆଉ ତା ସହିତ ସିଏ ଫୁଡ ଷ୍ଟୋରେଜ ଆଉ ମେକାନିକାଲ ସପୋର୍ଟ ଦଉଥିଲେ, ଆଉ ସେ ମେକାନିକାଲ ସପୋର୍ଟ ଦେବା ପାଇଁ କି ଆମ ପାଖରେ ମଡିଫିକେସନ ସବୁ ହେଇଥିଲା। ଦ ସପୋର୍ଟିଂ ରୁଟ୍ ସେମିତି ହେଲା ପ୍ରପ୍ ରୁଟ୍ ରେ, ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ ରୁଟ୍ ରେ, ଆଉ ମେଜ୍, ସୁଗାର କେନ୍, ଏଇ ପାର୍ଟ ତମେ ସବୁ ଦେଖୁଥିଲ। ଦେନ୍ ଯଦି ଆସିବ ନ୍ୟୁମାଟୋଫୋର୍ସ, ଭେରି ଭେରି ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ, ପିଲାମାନେ ଫୋକସ୍ କରିବେ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ଉପରେ। ନ୍ୟୁମାଟୋଫୋର୍ସ ଯୋଉ ଅଛି, ଶ୍ରୀଜିତ ଲେଙ୍କା କାଇଣ୍ଡଲି ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ଆନୋଟେଟ୍। ଆନୋଟେଟ୍ ପାର୍ଟ ମତେ ବନ୍ଦ କରିଦେବାକୁ ପଡିବ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ। You can see the roots that come out of the ground and grow vertically upwards to get oxygen for respiration। ये respiration କରିବା ପାଇଁକି, oxygen ପାଇଁକି ଏମାନେ vertically upward grow କରିଛନ୍ତି। and example ହଉଛି କଣ, rhizophora growing in the swampy areas। ପିଲାମାନେ ମ୍ୟାନଗ୍ରୋଭ ଫରେଷ୍ଟ ମାନେ ଶୁଣିଥିବ, ଏ ଯୋଉ ମ୍ୟାନଗ୍ରୋଭ ଫରେଷ୍ଟ ଅଛି, ମ୍ୟାନଗ୍ରୋଭ ଫରେଷ୍ଟ ପାଣି ଜମିକି ରହିଥାଏ। ଆଣ୍ଡ ସେଇ ଟାଇମରେ ଯୋଉ ରୁଟ୍ସ ମାନେ ତଳେ ରହିଲେ, ଦେ ଆର୍ ନଟ୍ ଏବଲ୍ ଟୁ ରେସ୍ପାୟାର, ସେମାନେ ଅକ୍ସିଜେନ ପ୍ରପରଲି ପାଆନ୍ତି ନାହିଁ। ତ ଟୁ ଗେଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଅକ୍ସିଜେନ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ସେମାନେ ଭର୍ଟିକାଲି ଗ୍ରୋ କରନ୍ତି, ଉପରକୁ ଆସନ୍ତି, ଆଣ୍ଡ ସେଠୁ ସେମାନେ ରେସ୍ପିରେସନ ପ୍ରପର ୱେରେ କରିପାରିଥାନ୍ତି। ତ ଇଏ ହେଲା ନ୍ୟୁମାଟୋଫୋର୍ସ, ଇଟ୍ସ ଅ କାଇଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ ମଡିଫାଇଡ୍ ରୁଟ୍। ଆଣ୍ଡ ଯୋଉ ମଡିଫାଇଡ୍ ରୁଟ୍ ଟି ଇଏ ଜିଓଟ୍ରୋପିକ ନ ହେଇକି ଟୁୱାର୍ଡସ୍ ଲାଇଟ୍ ଗ୍ରୋ କରୁଛି, ଟୁୱାର୍ଡସ୍ ଏୟାର ଗ୍ରୋ କରୁଛି, ଟୁ ରିସିଭ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଅକ୍ସିଜେନ। ତା ମେନ୍ କାମ ହେଲା ଅକ୍ସିଜେନ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିବା, ରେସ୍ପିରେସନରେ ହେଲ୍ପ କରିବା। କ୍ଲିୟର? ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ ଟ୍ରୁଥ୍ ର କାମ କଣ କରିଥିଲି ତମମାନଙ୍କୁ ନା, ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ ଟ୍ରୁଥ୍ ଥିଲା adventitious root ର example which grow obliquely from the basal nodes of the stem। stem ର basal node ସିଏ ଅବିକା grow କରିଥିଲା। ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ ର ଯୋଉ stem ର end part ର lower node ସିଏ ଏବେ grow କରିଥିଲା, and which provide the additional support and help in absorption। ଇଏ additional support ବି ଦଉଛି plus absorption ବି help କରିଥିଲା। ଦେନ୍ ସେମିତି ଅବିକା ରହିଲା ଆମର ଆଉ କୋଉ root ରହିଲା ଏଠି, nematophores पर ଆସିଲା main functions of the root. Now root helps in absorption of water and mineral from the soil. It provides a proper anchorage to the plant parts. It helps in storage of reserve food materials, and it helps also helps in synthesis of plant growth regulators. What is plant growth regulators? Plant growth regulators जो ହେଇଗଲା ପିଲାମାନେ, these are kind of the hormones which help in regulating the growth of the plant. ମାନେ plant ର growth को regulate କରନ୍ତି, modify କରିପାରନ୍ତି, and this plant growth regulator जो ଆସିଲେ different kind of hormones ଆସିଲେ, ଆଉ ସେ hormone ବି synthesis ହଉଛି କୋଉଠି ନା plant ପାଖରେ root ପାଖରେ ତିଆରି ହେଇପାରୁଛି। ତ root basically କୋଉ hormone formation କରନ୍ତି ସେ part ଆମେ ଆଗକୁ ପଢିବା, like in the plant growth and development chapter ରେ ପଢିବା। So till this everything is clear, or you have any doubt? You have covered this much things. So dear participants, we started this class from here. The root is the underground part I have told you earlier. Excuse me. So root and stem ପରେ we moved into the morphology. The top name of the topic is morphology of flowering plant. It is a study of external forms of organisms. And in the angiosperming of flowering plant, there are characteristic presence of root, stem, leaves ଥିଲା। The root system ଦୁଇଟା part ରେ ଆମେ divide କରିଥିଲେ। Then ଆମେ ଗଲେ କୋଉଠି କି ନା root जो divide ହେଇଛି, on which basis it is divided? On the basis of the origin। origin ଆସିଲା କଣ ନା tap root system, fibrous root system, then ଆସିଲା adventitious root system। Tap root system जो ଥିଲା basically ସେ କୋଉଠି ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଥିଲେ in case of dicot plants, fibrous root system ଥିଲା in case of monocot plants, and adventitious root ଟା ଗୋଟେ modified root system ଥିଲା ଯୋଉଟା କି radical ବାଦରେ ଅଲଗା ଜାଗାରୁ ତିଆରି ହେଇପାରୁଥିଲା। ଠିକ ଅଛି, the region growing except the radical, it is the underground part from the radical of embryo, या मतलब root system रे example ले tap root system देखले primary root जो थिला से long lived थिला, और primary root to lateral root ମାନେ formation ହେଇଥିଲେ only and only seen in dicot plants, and ଏଠୁ primary ରୁ secondary root tertiary root formation ହେଇପାରୁଥିଲା। example ଆମେ ନେଇଥିଲେ mustard plant or example ମନେ ରଖିବ ପିଲାମାନେ। then fibrous root system monocotyledons ପାଖରେ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ମିଳିଥାନ୍ତି। they are primarily short lived ଥାନ୍ତି, primary root ଟି ତାଙ୍କ short lived ଥାଏ, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ସେ replace ହେଇଯାଏ large number of root ଦ୍ୱାରା, and all these roots originate from the base of the stem to form fibrous root system. Example ଥିଲା ଆର wheat, rice wheat, then ତାପରେ ଆମେ maize, corn जो example ଆସିଲା monocot plant ର, ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ fibrous root system ଥାନ୍ତି। Then we move towards the adventitious root system. In that adventitious root system, roots that arise from parts other than the radical, radical ବାଦରେ ଆଉ ଯୋଉଠି ସବୁ root formation ହଉଛି ଯେମିତି କି grass, monstera, banyan tree, ଏଇ part ରେ ଆମେ ସବୁ ଦେଖିଥିଲେ କି root କେମିତି develop କରୁଛି। then ଆସିଲା ଆମେ root ର zone କୁ ସବୁ ଆସିଲା କଣ କଣ different zone ଅଛି ନା zone of elongation, zone of maturation, then ତାର ଗୋଟେ root cap ଅଛି, ଗୋଟେ meristematic activity ହଉଛି root cap ର just above ରେ, and its maturation part root hair present ଅଛନ୍ତି। Every different assigned region has different functions, like the root cap ର main function ଥିଲା ତ protection provide କରିବା। meristematic activity ର main objective ଏଇଆ ଥିଲା କି ସେ continuously segregate କରିବ, continuously divide କରିବ again and again, and ସେ division କରିବା ପାଇଁ ତାକୁ support କରୁଥିଲା କିଏ ନା division କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି support କରୁଥିଲା ତାର thin cell wall, ତାର small cell size and dense protoplasm। ঠিক ଅଛି, then ଆସିଲା କି region of elongation। elongation region ରେ ଆମେ କଣ ଦେଖୁଥିଲେ cell ଟି elongate କରୁଛି, cell ଟି grow କରୁଛି, ଆଉ cell growth ହେଇସାରିଲା ପରେ cell ଯେବେ mature ହଉଛି, ଆଉ mature ହେଲା ପରେ ସେଠୁ ଅବିକା lateral root hairs, lateral buds ଏସବୁ formation ହଉଥିଲେ, ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କ କାମ ଥିଲା କଣ କରିବା ନା absorption କରିବେ waters and minerals and also conduction of the same thing। then all these parts we have covered till this, it is the covering at the apex of root, protects the tender apex of the root. This is the meristematic activities seen above the root cap. Here the cells are very small, thin-walled and with dense protoplasm. It divide repeatedly. Region of elongation, we have covered about the region just above the meristematic region. Your cells undergo rapid elongation, helps in growth of the root of the root in the length. When region of maturation, the region proximal to elongation zone, ये elongation zone को just proximal पाखरे ही थिला. Then तापरे the cells differentiate and mature, cell radical differentiate करथला and mature होतिले. Then I'm asking root hairs वाला part को very thin, delicate, thread-like structures formed from epidermal cells in region behind the region of elongation, and they absorb water and minerals from the soil. ये soil रो water और mineral को absorb करते हैं. Then I'm asking modification of root को modification of root ପିଲାମାନେ ମନେ ରଖିବ ଏଇଟା ଟିକେ important topic ଏଇ ଗୋଟାକ ये entire chapter जो entrance में ତମ question ଆସିବ you are going to expect question from this modification of root. If you look at the taproot modification ହେଇକି କଣ ହେଇପାରିବ ନା it can be fusiform, it can be napiform, it can be conical, it can be tuberous. Focus one by one. Fusiform जो ଅଛି the taproot becomes spindle shape. Taproot କେମିତି ହେଇଥିବ spindle shape ର ହେଇଥିବ and the swollen at the middle and gradually tapering at both ends. ଯେମିତି ଆମ radish case ରେ ହେଇଗଲା. Have you seen radish? ମୂଳା ତମମାନେ ଦେଖିଥିବ radish ରେ କଣ ଅଛି ନା tapering ends ତାର ଅଛି ଦିଟା part ରେ. Done? ତ ସିଏ ହେଇଗଲା ଆମର କାହାର example fusiform ର example ହେଇଯିବ କି radish. ସେମିତି ଆମର ଆସିଲା napiform ରେ କିଏ ଆସିଲା as I have told you earlier like in the turnip or in the sugar beet ଯାହାକୁ ଆମେ beet ବୋଲି କହୁଛେ ସେ ହେଇଗଲା napiform ର ମାନେ ହେଇଗଲା ପିଲା କଣ ଏଠି ନା tap root becomes top like structure almost spherical. ଠିକ ଅଛି ତା upper part ଟା ପୁରା spherical ଥିବ sphere circular ହେଇକି ଥିବ and the lower part ଟା ଯୋଉ ଅଛି lower part ଟା ଅବିକା conical ହେଇକି ଥିବ ଠିକ ଅଛି lower end ଆଡକୁ ସେ କମି ଯାଇ that is called as a napiform. Then conical you can see in this slide conical ପିଲା ଆସିଲେ କି ଆମର carrot କଥା ଆସିଲା. Carrot tap root becomes cone shaped, broad at the base and gradually tapers towards the apex. Apex आड़ glass लाड़ से tapering ही जाइए and base पाखर से broad अच्छी. Triangular structure बड़ा देखिए आप कि conical structure ऐसे that side is called as carrot and tuberous एगले जार किसी भी कोठी भी केमती भी grow कर पाएगा. ठीक है becomes fleshy without any definite shape. किसी definite shape तार नथी बस ये केमती भी से divide करी पड़ची. Then आर टैप रूट ର basically function ଗୋଟେ pneumatophores କଥା ଆମେ ଆସିଥିଲେ तो ये कैरोट स्वीट पोटैटो टर्निप्स ये वाला पार्ट हमें देखिले देन वी मूव टू द ये रूट को आसिले हमें पिलर वाला रूट बा प्रॉप रूट को आसिले प्रॉप रूट ର मेन काम कोन थिला पिला माने ना इट इज द adventitious root which arise from the horizontal aerial branches ठीक अछि ए जो aerial branches जो ब्रांच माने सब एआर रे प्रेजेंट अछंती अपर पार्ट माने अछंती ब्रांच ऑफ कोर्स एआर रे थांती ही एरियल पार्ट ऑफ द प्लांट ए एरियल पार्ट ही से माने अबिका हैंगिंग हे की थांती झुली की थांती तो ठीक अछि द adventitious roots arise from the horizontal aerial branches and they grow vertically downwards ए पार्ट मन रखियो ठीक अछि they grow vertically downwards ସେମାନେ ତଳକୁ ହିଁ grow କରିଥାନ୍ତି and they penetrate the soil supporting the branches soil को penetrate କରିକି ଭିତରକୁ ଯାଆନ୍ତି and branch को ଏଠି support provide କରୁଛନ୍ତି that is called as the excuse me that is called as the pillar roots or the drop roots ବୋଲି ତାକୁ ତମେ କହି ପାରିବ ତାପରେ ଆସିଲା still root କଥା these are the adventitious root which grow obliquely from the basal node of the stem and it provide additional support and help in absorption the absorption help କରୁଛି plus ତା ସହିତ additional support ବି କରୁଛି ଆମ root ଗୁଡା primary function ଥିଲା ତାକୁ ବି କରୁଛି ତା ସହିତ ଅଲଗା ଜିନିଷ ପାଇଁ ହେଲ୍ପ କରୁଛି ଯେମିତି ସୁଗାର କେନ୍ ହେଇଗଲା ମେଜ୍ ହେଇଗଲା ମିଲେଟ୍ସ ମାନଙ୍କ କେସରେ ସେମିତି ହେଇଥାଏ ପିଲାମାନେ ରିମେମ୍ବର ମିଲେଟ୍ ମାନଙ୍କ କେସରେ ବି ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟି ହେଇଥାଏ ଠିକ ଅଛି ତା ବାଦରେ ବି କ୍ଲାଇମ୍ବିଂ ରୁଟ୍ସ ବି ଥାନ୍ତି ଯେମିତି ଆଡଭେଣ୍ଟିସିୟସ୍ ରୁଟ୍ ସେମିତି କ୍ଲାଇମ୍ବିଂ ରୁଟ୍ ବି ଅଛନ୍ତି କିଛି ରୁଟ୍ ମାନେ ଯେମିତି ଆମର ଏଠି ବିଟେଲ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟରେ ଦେଖିପାରିବ ତମେ ୱିକ୍ ଷ୍ଟେମ୍ ସେ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହେଇଥାଏ ଦେନ୍ ଗୋଟେ ପିଲାମାନେ ବଟ୍ରେସ୍ ରୁଟ୍ ଅଛି ବଟ୍ରେସ୍ ରୁଟ୍ କହିଗଲା ନା ରୁଟ୍ laterally compressed and plant like arise from the basal part of the stem and spread in various directions ସେମାନେ ସ୍ପ୍ରେଡ୍ କରିପାରନ୍ତି ତାକୁ ଆମେ ବଟ୍ରେସ୍ ରୁଟ୍ ବୋଲି ବି କହିଥାଉ କିଛି କିଛି ରୁଟ୍ ଥାନ୍ତି ପିଲାମାନେ floating roots means କଣ ହେଇଗଲା ନା roots that are spongy store air and arise from the node and they help in the buoyancy and gas exchange तो गैस एक्सचेंज रे बोन सीधे से सेल्स मान को हेल्प करथांती फ्लोट करिवारी କିଛି କିଛି रूट्स ଅଛନ୍ତି ପାଣିରେ ସେମାନେ फ्लोट करथांती ऊपर ସେମାନେ ଭାସମାନ ଅବସ୍ଥାରେ ଥାନ୍ତି that you need to remember okay ଦେନ୍ ନ୍ୟୁମାଟୋଫୋର୍ସ ରେସ୍ପିରେସନରେ ବି ହେଲ୍ପ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ରିପ୍ରଡକ୍ସନରେ ବି ହେଲ୍ପ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। These are aerial negatively geotrophic roots ଏମାନେ ଠିକ ଅଛି negatively geotrophic root ର basically function କଣ ଥିଲା positively geotrophic but here the roots are basically negatively geotrophic and these are aerial and arise from the horizontal branches of the taproot and they bear lenticels or nematodes near their tips for gas exchange. ये gases exchange पे मैंने basically देखा जानती they have the lenticels clear and in mangrove plants like rhizopora like in heritiera ताको पागे जिनसे सब ଥାଏ mangrove forest मान ଥାଏ तो lenticels कौन आसिला पिला माने ना lenticels ହେଇଗଲା କି ଯେମିତି ଆମର leaf ରେ ଅଛି stomata for gaseous exchange ସେମିତି stem ପାଖରେ ବା root ପାଖରେ କିଛିଟା lenticels ମାନେ ଥାନ୍ତି for the gaseous exchange. Unlike human beings, like we are having a respiratory system, breathing and exchange କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି we are having a different definite system ଗୋଟେ ଆମ ପାଖରେ dedicated system ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଅଛି like the lungs, like the nose, like the nostrils, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ air chamber ଏସବୁ ଜିନିଷ alveoli ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଯେମିତି present ଅଛି ତ leaves ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ plants ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ସେମିତି dedicated system କିଛି ନାହିଁ। ଠିକ ଅଛି ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ସପୋର୍ଟିଭ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ସେମିତି କିଛି ନାହିଁ everything has their own way to respire ଯେମିତି leaves ପାଖରେ stomata present ଅଛି stomata has the guard cells open ହେଲେ then ଏବେ ତା ଭିତରୁ ଏବେ exchange of air ହେଇପାରିବ stomata sunken ହେଇଗଲେ exchange of air ବନ୍ଦ ହେଇଯିବ ତ stomata ଯୋଉ air ନଉଛି ବା ଯୋଉ respiration କରୁଛି that is only limited to the leaf portion only but leaf ବାଦରେ ବି ଗଛରେ stem ଅଛି ତାର root ଅଛି and ସେମାନେ respiration କରିବା ପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ proper channel maintain କରିଛନ୍ତି ମ୍ୟାନେଜ କରିଛନ୍ତି ତ ସେୟାର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ହେଇଗଲା ଗୋଟେ କି port like structure breathing port like structure present ଥାନ୍ତି lenticels ରେ and lenticel କୋଉଠି present ଅଛି root ରେ and different part ରେ present ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି देन हम ଆସିଲେ root ର main function କୁ ଆମେ ଆସିଲେ function ରେ ଆମେ ଦେଖିଲେ କାଣା କରିଥାଏ ନା root କେମିତି କାମ କରୁଛି absorption of water absorption of minerals absorption form of the soil then plant provide a proper anchorage to the plant parts anchorage means support କରିବା ତାକୁ ତା ସହିତ storage of reserve food materials ସେ ଯୋଉ store କରି ରଖୁ ଯୋଉ ଆମେ modification ରେ ଦେଖିଲେ and last is a plant growth regulator different kind of hormone synthesis କରିବା clear so till this we have had a conversation regarding plant root, morphology of flowering plant root system as we dekhile. Now there are some questions present in your screen. So I request you all to kindly participate and answer the questions in the chat box and let me know how much you have understood and koko part tamage doubt jodi rahila to. And then we will quickly move to the next segment of the part that is the our but stem and leaves. The first class we are going to study about the root system, and in the second class we are going to deal with the stem and the leaf system. तो ये क्वेश्चन आंसर तुमने जल्दी जल्दी दे देले हमें सेकंड क्लास को भी कंटिन्यू कर पारते Dear participants, first question is visible in a screen. Pneumatophores are commonly found in this. ଏବେ recently ପଢିଛେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ପଢିଛେ Abosangam is saying question number one answer is A. Yes, it's correct. Question number one answer is A. Correct answer. Sangeeta is also saying question number one A is correct. Congratulations. Both have given correct answers. Question number two. The primary roots and its branches constitute the dash. The primary root of branches concoction fibrous root system, tap root system, adventitious root system, or prop root system. Someone is saying, I don't know your name. Someone is saying option C is the primary roots and its branches. No, option C is incorrect. Yes, Sangeeta, option B is correct. Option B is correct. सी हबनी ना कहला प्राइमरी रूट अच्छे तो ब्रांच अच्छी ना ତ ପ୍ରାଇମେରୀ ରୁଟ୍ ଆସିଲା ମାନେ ବ୍ରାଞ୍ଚ ଯଦି ଅଛି that is called as a tap root system. ପ୍ରାଇମେରୀ ରୁଟ୍, ସେକେଣ୍ଡାରୀ ରୁଟ୍, ଲାଟେରାଲ ରୁଟ୍, ଟର୍ସିଆରୀ ରୁଟ୍ ତ ମିଶିକି ବନେଇଲେ କଣ ଟ୍ୟାପ ରୁଟ୍ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ବନେଇଲେ। Which of the following is a modification of adventitious roots for mechanical support? Which of the following? Wait a minute. Which of the part? Which of the following is the modification of adventitious roots for mechanical support? Mechanical support ପାଇଁ କିଏ ଆସିଲା? Sangeeta Sahu is saying option number D, that is fusiform roots of radish. No. Fusiform roots of radish ର କାମ ଥିଲା store କରିବା food କୁ। ମାମା radish store କରୁଥିଲା food କୁ। Sunita is saying option D, again incorrect. Question number 3 ର correct answer is option number C. 07756 user has given the correct answer and the answer is still truth of maize and sugarcane ତାଙ୍କ main କାମ ଥିଲା କି mechanical support provide କରିବା ଯେହେତୁ plants ମାନେ ବହୁତ weak ଥାନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କୁ water conduction କରିବା ସହିତ ସେ base of the stem ରୁ ବାହାରିକି plant କୁ mechanical support provide କରିଛନ୍ତି ଆମେ ଦେଖିଥିଲେ ନା ଏ ଜିନିଷଟି still truth case ରେ okay just let me show you once बस 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 this one. Have you seen this thing? Sugar cane ହେଇଗଲା maize ରେ ହେଇଗଲା just still truth ये support ପାଇଁ ତାକୁ ଅଛନ୍ତି the supporting roots coming out of the lower nodes of the stem ଆମ main କାମ ଥିଲା support କରିବା then so which of the following is a modification of adventitious root for mechanical support answer is the stilt root of maize and sugarcane see sweet potato ରେ tuberous root ଯୋଉ ଥିଲା ତା କାମ ଥିଲା କଣ food କୁ store କରିବା carrot ର conical root ତା କାମ ଥିଲା food କୁ store କରିବା radish ର fusiform root ତାର ବି କାମ ଥିଲା food କୁ store କରିବା the right answer is yes question number 3 the correct answer is option number C question 3 option C is the correct answer now let's quickly jump to the next question. Next question, can you see in the screen? So Agita is saying option C, question number 4 B. Roots that develop from any part of the plant other than the radicle are called as dash, fibrous root, tap root, adventitious root, or seminal root. The correct answer is yes, Sangeeta. Option C is the correct answer. Abu Sangam, yes, correct answer is option C. Root is ଯୋଉଟା ଆମର ରାଡିକାଲ ବାଦରେ ଆଉ ଯୋଉଠୁ ବାହାରିଥିବ ତାକୁ ଆମେ କଣ କହିଥାଉ ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହିଥାଉ କି adventitious root ବୋଲି କହିଥାଉ question number 5 ଆସିଲା the root modification found in Pisum sativum remember Gregor Johann Mendel the root modification found in Pisum sativum that is sweet pea is ଯଦି ଆମେ last ଗୋଟେ ଦେଖିବା hostorial root for parasitism no ସେନ hostorial root ମାନେ ଯେ ଅବିକା parasite ଟି ଗୋଟେ root ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ hostrium ଟି ଭର୍ତ୍ତି କରିଥାଏ to derive its requirement as a nutrient କୁ derive କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି requirement କୁ derive କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି ସେ hostorial ଭିତରେ ଜିନିଷଟା ଭର୍ତ୍ତି କରିଥାଏ ସେଇଟା ନୁହେଁ then respiratory root pneumatophores no pea plant ର pneumatophores ନାହିଁ ଠିକ ଅଛି then tuberous root for storage ପାଇଁ କିଛି କରୁଛି କି tuberous root ବନେଇଛି କି no the right answer is nodulated root for nitrogen fixation ଠିକ ଅଛି nitrogen fixation ପିଲାମାନେ nitrogen fixation ଯବକ୍ଷାରଜାନ ବିବନ୍ଧନ you know in atmosphere 78% nitrogen is present but 78% nitrogen directly plant utilize କରିପାରେ ନାହିଁ to get the benefit of the nitrogen plant has to depend upon the nitrogen fixers and who are those nitrogen fixers like the bacteria like the rhizobium the nostoc the anabaena cyanobacteria These are the main things which helps in nitrogen fixation, and they sometimes present in the ଯୋଉ root ରେ present ଥାନ୍ତି, ଯେମିତି leguminous plant ର nodule formation କରିଥାନ୍ତି, ସେମିତି ଏଠି ପାଇସମ sativa ଏବଂ sweet pea ରେ ବି nodule formation କରିକି ଥାନ୍ତି. Abu Sangam has given the correct answer. Question number 5. The correct answer is option A, that is nodulated root for nitrogen fixation. Now in question number 6, which in which plant does the tap root store food and become fleshy and swollen? The code से tap root रा fleshy and swollen ହେଇଛି. Is it wheat? Is it grass? Is it radish? Is it maize? It's a very easy question. Question number 6 ର A ନାଇଁ ତାହେଲେ ତମମାନେ କେହି ବୁଝିପାଇଲନି. A is not the correct answer. ସେ କହିଛି କି in which plant does the tap root store food? Food କୁ store କରୁଛି. ପିଲାମାନେ wheat ରେ tap root କୋଉଠୁ ଆସିଲା? We do not have tap root. Yes, Sangeeta Sahu. Correct answer is option number C. That is radish. And Abu Sangam, correct answer is option number C. Correct ଅଛି. In that plant does a taproot food storage ପାଇଁ ରଖିଥାଏ, that is called as your option C ରେ radish ଆସିବ. Question number 7, if we look into that hang the root that hang down from the branches of the banyan tree and provide additional support are called as the stilt root, prop roots, climbing roots, or buttress roots. The question number 7. बाप रे कितने incorrect answer दो. Question number 7 is prop roots. Question number 7 is prop root. The answer is prop root. Banyan tree. Banyan tree पाखरे को roots थिला? Prop roots or pillar roots? Prop roots or pillar root it is called. Prop roots or pillar roots ताको हमें कहितो. भूल जाओ जदी, let me remind you once again. C. That is the thing. Hanging roots thanti. Hanging structure that support banyan tree. Co root asiladi, co root lekha is pila mane prop roots. The answer is prop roots. Why are you saying it's other than prop roots? So समझ से मन लगा, answer is prop root. Done. The question number 7. Question number 7 right answer होची option number B. That is the prop roots. Now the phenomenon where roots arise from parts other than the radically stem dash dash. ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ ଜିନିଷ ମନେ ରଖିବ. It's an interesting question. The phenomenon where roots arise from parts other than the radical. You know root कोड बाहर थे, root originate करते हैं कोटू radical रू. The root टी radical रो other than radical कोड जो describe करूची, then ଆମେ କଣ କହିବା? ପାର୍ଥେନୋକାର୍ପି କହିବା ନା ପଲିଏମ୍ବ୍ରିयोनिक କହିବା ନା ହେଟେରୋଫାଇଲି କହିବା ନା ହୋମୋରାଇଜି କହିବା? Students are saying option A, which is incorrect. Option A is incorrect ପିଲାମାନେ. Option C, 7 number to C, 7 number to B hela. Sangeeta, I have already told you. Question number 7 na option hochi B boli. But this is question number 8. Question number 8 ର answer କଣ ହବ? Parthenocarpy, polyembryony, heterophyly or homorrhage. See, there are different terms don't know ଏପଟେ ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ହରପ୍ରିୟା ମଲ୍ଲିକ has given the right answer. Okay, let me tell you କି why it is right. ହୋମୋରାଇଜି କାହିଁ କୁହାଯାଉଛି ତାକୁ ଏଠି ନା ଦେଖ ତ ରୁଟ୍ ଯୋଉ ବେସିକାଲି ସେ ରାଡିକାଲ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହେଇଥାଏ ରାଡିକାଲ ବାଦରେ ଯଦି ସେ ରୁଟ୍ ଟି ଆଉ କୋଉ ଡେଭଲପ କରୁଛି ତାକୁ ଆମେ ହୋମୋରାଇଜି ବୋଲି କହିବା ରାଇଜି ମିନ୍ସ ଏଠି ରାଇଜୋଇଡ୍ସ କୁ ବିଲଙ୍ଗ କରୁଛି ଆଉ ରାଇଜୋଇଡ୍ସ ମାନେ ରୁଟ୍ ଲାଇକ୍ appearance ସେମାନେ ଥାନ୍ତି ଇନ କେସ୍ ଅଫ ବ୍ରାୟୋଫାଇଟ୍ସ ଆମେ ପଢିଥିଲେ they don't have roots they have rhizoids ରାଇଜୋଇଡ୍ସ ମନେ ଅଛି ଏଠି ବ୍ରାୟୋଫାଇଟ୍ସ ଆମେ ପଢିଥିଲେ ରାଇଜୋଇଡ୍ ଫର୍ମେସନ କରିଥିଲେ ସେମାନେ ଯୋଉଥିପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର ଡର୍ସି ଭେଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଲ ଥିଲା ସେମାନେ ଡର୍ସାଲି ଭେଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଲି ଲୋକେଟେଡ୍ ଥିଲେ ଡର୍ସି ଭେଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଲ ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହିପାରୁଥିଲେ ଦ ଫେନୋମିନନ୍ ପାର୍ଥେନୋକାର୍ପିରେ କଣ ହେଇଗଲା ନା ପାର୍ଥେନୋକାର୍ପି ଇଜ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ପାର୍ଥେନୋକାର୍ପିରେ ସିଡଲେସ୍ ଫ୍ରୁଟ୍ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହଉଛି ଯେ ଆମେ ଫ୍ରୁଟ୍ ଖାଉଛେ ସିଡଲେସ୍ ମଞ୍ଜି ବିହୀନ ଫ୍ରୁଟ୍ ପାର୍ଥେନୋକାର୍ପି ପଲି ଏମ୍ବ୍ରିଓନି ସିଙ୍ଗଲ ସିଡ୍ ହାଭିଂ ମଲ୍ଟିପୁଲ ଏମ୍ବ୍ରିଓ ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛେ ଲେମନ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟରେ ଦେଖୁଛେ ଲେମ୍ବୁର ମଞ୍ଜିରେ ଦେଖୁଛେ ଏଗେନ୍ ଏସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ତମେ ଆଗକୁ ପଢିବ ଏବେ ତମ ଏ ପାର୍ଟଟି ନାହିଁ ଫ୍ରୁଟ୍ ପାର୍ଟ ପଢିଲା ବେଳେ ତମେ ଜାଣିବ ଓକେ କମିଂ ଟୁ ଦ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ନମ୍ବର 9 ଏଇଟ୍ ଆନ୍ସର ହେଲା ଅପସନ ନମ୍ବର ଡି ରିମେମ୍ବର ଅପସନ ଡି ହେଲା କରେକ୍ଟ ଆନ୍ସର ଇଫ ୟୁ ମୁଭ୍ ଟୁ ଦ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ନମ୍ବର 9 ହୋଷ୍ଟୋରିଆ or sucking roots are characteristics of dash କୋଉମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଥାଏ leguminous plant ନା parasitic plant like cuscuta like insectivorous plant ନା the mangroves ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଦେଖାଯାଏ hostoria or sucking roots. Question number 9, Abu Sangram is saying yes. Yes, Abu, correct answer is question number 9. The answer is B, that is parasitic plant like Cuscuta. The Cuscuta मतलब निर्मली लटा था सही पाखे देखा जाए Purnima Naik is saying question number 9. The right answer is option number B. Yes, correct answer is option number B. Then ଆମେ ଯିବା କୋଉଠି କି question number 10 କୁ question number 10 root here zone question number 10 which zone of the root is responsible for the perception of gravity? Perception of gravity, geotropism. Geotropism किए show करची root hair रे? Question number 10. Whether it is the root cap, or it is the meristematic zone, or it is the zone of elongation, or root hair zone. किए ठीक आसी? The question number 10. Yes, everybody is saying congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. समस्त answer correct अच्छी. Harapriya Malik, correct answer is option number A. Sangita Sahu, correct answer is option number A. And username is not showing here. Correct number is option number A. Purnima Naik, yes, correct is option number A. Congratulations. Question number Abu is moving ahead. Question है like the edible part of turnip, that is Brassica rapa, is a modification of dash root. Turnip. I mean recently पढ़ी yes, correct answer is again number the option B is the correct answer. Fujiform, yes, Purnima, option B is Harapriya is again question number B 11 जो है tap root, napiform root. Purnima, correct answer. Sangeeta, yes, correct number. Question number 11, correct is 11 number B. Question number 12. The roots of rhizophora grow vertically upwards from the soil. कौन पाएंगे राइजोफोरा रो जो रूट्स माने मैनग्रोव प्लांट राइजोफोरा रूट्स माने वर्टिकली ऊपर को बाहरते हैं स्टोरेज ऑफ फूड ना बेटर एंकरेज ना रेस्पिरेशन ना एब्जॉर्प्शन वाटर फ्रॉम एयर यस करेक्ट आंसर इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 12 आंसर इज सी answer is C. Congratulations to all of you. You all have given correct answers. Answer is option number C. That is respiration, gaseous exchange से हमें help करते हैं. The roots of rhizophora they grow vertically upwards. ସେମାନେ vertically upwards ବାହାରିଥାନ୍ତି from the soil and ତାର main କାମ ହଉଛି କଣ ନା ସେ କାମ ହେଲା respiration କରିବା ପାଇଁ gaseous exchange. अच्छा can you tell me respiration ରେ plant ନିଏ କଣ ଛାଡେ କଣ? What is the thing plant take in and what is the part that plant throws out in respiration? During the respiration process plant कौन take in करुଛି and कौन से throw out करुଛି No answer. Respiration plan कौन inhale କରୁଛି कौन exhale କରୁଛି? No answer. Take oxygen in normal time and food make time. He take plant is not he. Okay, he take nitrogen. Incorrect. Nitrogen କେମିତି ନା ବସିବ food ନେଲା ବେଳେ? देखो रेस्पिरेशन ପାଇଁ CO2 कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड ओके। तो प्लांट जो ଅଛି ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ କୁ ବି ରେସ୍ପିରେସନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି ଅକ୍ସିଜେନ ହିଁ ଆବଶ୍ୟକତା ପଡିଥାଏ। ତ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ଟୁକ୍ ଅକ୍ସିଜେନ ଫର ରେସ୍ପିରେସନ ଗ୍ୟାସ୍ ଏକ୍ସଚେଞ୍ଜରେ ଆଣ୍ଡ ରିମୁଭ୍ କରିଥାଏ CO2 କାମ ସରିଲା ପରେ। ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ରେସ୍ପିରେସନ କରୁଛେ ଲାଇକ୍ ଦ ଗ୍ଲାଇକୋଲିସିସ୍ ଦ କ୍ରେବ୍ ସାଇକେଲ ସେଠି ବି ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟି ଆପ୍ଲିକେବଲ୍। ଇଟ୍ସ ଓକେ, ଇଟ୍ସ ଫାଇନ୍। ନେକ୍ସଟ ଯଦି ଆମେ ମୁଭ୍ କରିବା ନେକ୍ସଟ ସେଗମେଣ୍ଟକୁ, କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ନମ୍ବର 13 is visible in your screen. Question number 13 is in a typical dicotyledonous plant. In a typical dicotyledon plant, the region of the root responsible for the absorption of water and mineral. तो वाटर एंड मिनरल की रिसीव करते हैं रूट कैप नो, रीजन ऑफ बेस्टमेंट एक्टिविटी नो, रीजन ऑफ एलोंगेशन नो, रीजन ऑफ मैचुरेशन यस करेक्ट। तो ऑप्शन क्वेश्चन नंबर 13 राइट आंसर इज ऑप्शन नंबर डी। Avu has given the right correct answer. Yes, question number 13 option is D. Next question number 14 in diaspora the food is stored in dash. डायस्कोरिया केस रे फूड टी कोड स्टोर होता है। डायस्कोरिया यम बोलता कुआ जाए इन डायस्कोरिया whether it is the fasciculated tuberous root or the single tuberous root or the underground stem tuber or the rhizome. Option number C na above option C no C is incorrect. Basically diascoria the food is stored in case of fasciculated tuberous root. Question number 14 correct answer 14 is A. Question number 14 correct answer is option number A. Now, roots that are modified to provide extra support to the main trunk in trees like ficus and bombax aridas. Bombax case रे कौन हिला पिला बने? The roots that are modified to provide extra support to the main trunk in trees like ficus and bombax are called as climbing root, buttress roots, respiratory roots, and stilt root. Abu has given the correct answer, that is option number B. Option B is correct. Buttress root is the correct answer in case of bombax plant. 14 ର A, yes 14 ର ହଉଛି A ଆଉ 15 ର ହଉଛି B। ନା ଲେଟ୍ସ ମୁଭ୍ ଟୁ ଆଉ ତିନିଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଅଛି ପିଲାମାନେ, ସରିଲା ପରେ ଆମେ ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସକୁ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବା। କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ନମ୍ବର 16 ଯୋଉ ଆସିଲା, ଦ ରୁଟ୍ କ୍ୟାପ୍ ଇଜ ଆବସେଣ୍ଟ ଇନ୍ ଡ୍ୟାସ୍। ରୁଟ୍ କ୍ୟାପ୍ କାହା ପାଖରେ ଆବସେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି? ହାଇଡ୍ରୋଫାଇଟ୍, ଡେରୋଫାଇଟ୍, ହାଲୋଫାଇଟ୍, ଏପିଫାଇଟ୍। The root cap is absent basically in case of hydrophyte. Yes, correct answer is option number A. Option A is the correct answer. Hydrophyte is the correct answer. The finger-like projections from the basal node of the stem in maize that provide support are called as dash. The finger-like projections, like prop root, stilt root, climbing roots, and buttress root. The finger-like projections from the basal node. Yes, Correct answer is Abbas. Question number 17. Correct answer is option number B. Correct answer is option number B. That is called still true. The main root is called the radical and it develops from dash. Main root is called the radical and it develops from the question number 18. The correct answer is yes, option number B. Abu has given the correct answer, embryonal axis. Embryonal axis of data part ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା plumule ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା radical. The radical part ରୁ derive ହେଇଛି କିଏ जो radical embryonal axis ରୁ derive ହେଇଛି. So everyone has given the correct answer. So thank you for your kind attention. We'll meet again after 10-minute gap. 9:15 9:10 ରୁ ଆମେ କ୍ଲାସ ରିଜ୍ୟୁମ୍ କରିବା ଆଉଥରେ ଠିକ ଅଛି ତ 9:10 ରୁ ଆଉଥରେ ଆମେ କ୍ଲାସ ରିଜ୍ୟୁମ୍ କରିବା ଟିଲ୍ ଦେନ୍ ତୁମେ ଟିକେ ଛୋଟିଆ ବ୍ରେକ୍ ନେଇକି ଆସ ପାରେ we'll resume the class from 9:10. Yes, we'll be back again. Welcome you all, dear participants. So is the screen visible to all of you? Amit? Yes, okay. So let's quickly start once again. ଆମେ ଏବେ ପଢିବା କାହା କଥା ନା topic is the stem. Okay. So we are going to study about the stem. And remember, the stem is the most prominent, ascending, and generally aerial part of the plant. Yes or no? The stem rhyolite is the most prominent, is the ascending and general aerial part of the plant, and which develops from the plumule and the epicotyle. Go develop ହେଇଛି from the plumule and the epicotyle. Plumule ଉପରେ ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ epicotyle. Epicotyle ସେ basically develop ହେଇଥାଏ. The stem, along with its branches and leaves, etc., they are called as the shoot system. ये जो stem अच्छी, leaf अच्छी, तर branch अच्छी, सबू मिसी की comprising it is called as the shoot system. Done. So ଆମେ shoot system ବା stem regarding study କରିବାକୁ ଯିବା ଏବେ stem and leaves ଏବେ class ରେ. That you can see in the structure. You can see in the structure that it is the ascending part of the axis that develops from the plumule of the embryo of a germinating seed. When a seed basically germinates, the seed to germinate करते हैं पिलामाने. The seed germinate करते seed ready कौन बाहर can you see this track that is called as hypocotyle. Yes or no? This upper part is called as plumule. Plumule बाहरी shoot ଗୋଟେ ଲିଫ୍ ବାହାରିବ and ଏ ଯୋଉ ହାଇପୋକଟାଇଲ୍ ଅଛି ଉପରେ ଅଛି ଏପିକଟାଇଲ୍ ଅଛି this epicotyl is the base of the plumule ये plumule ର base ହେଲା epicotyl hypocotyl radicle and epicotyl plumule and plumule ବାହାରିବ ତମର shoot hypocotyl radicle ବାହାରିବ ତମର root and these are the two cotyledons clear. Now it is the ascending part of the axis that develops from the plumule of the embryo of a germinating seed. But a germinating seed ଭିତରେ କିଏ ଅଛି ନା embryo present ଅଛି ଆଉ embryo ର କୋଉ part ଅଛି ନା plumule. Plumule ଟି କୋଉଠି ବାହାରିଛି ନା epicotyl ରେ ବାହାରିଛି ଇଏ ହେଲା କଥା. And it bears branches, leaves, flowers, fruits, buds, nodes, internodes. ଆ ପାଇଁ କଣ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି? What it has? But it has, dear students, it bears branches, it has branch, it has leaves, it has flowers, it has fruits, and it has birds. Birds कल जो तो flower टे आगो जाए formation हबा. And the bird can be terminal bird. Terminal माने end portion है थीबो, नले axis है थीबो. Auxiliary birds बोली भी कहीं परिबा. That's the nodes by जो जहाँ को हमें को जो जगह joints formation है nodes and that's why the internodes माने भी थांजे. So what is the main function, the main characteristic of stems ଯାହା ଆମେ ପଢିଲେ ବି ତାକୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ details ରେ ଜାଣିବ, the stem develops from the plumule and epicotyl of the embryo. Generally it is aerial and ascending part of the plant axis. A terminal bud is present at the apex of the main axis and lateral branches and is responsible for growth in length. Next, the stem is different into nodes and alternating internodes. The leaves man emerge करते from the nodes of the axis and its branches, and the young stem is green and it performs photosynthesis, which is multicellular hair may be present in the stem. The पिलाମାନେ stem ପାଖରେ multicellular hair भी present ହେଇଥା ପାରନ୍ତି ଆଉ କିଛି ଜାଗାରେ stem ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ଯୋଉ young stem ଯୋଉଟା green in color ଥାଏ it is responsible for photosynthesis. And a stem जो अच्छी a stem पाखरे branches माने आसंती and branches माने कौन कैरी करती ना से माने mature plant रे flowers and fruit को develop करती. These are the basic topic. These are the basic thing we are going to discuss about the topic. You can see a stem ରୁ ହିଁ origin करची अबिका flower. A stem ରୁ origin करची एठी fruit. और leaf तो already थिला ही तो leaf, flower, fruit समस्त के hold कर रखुची stem ही hold कर रखुची. Stem ର function से कौन कही होता है मैंने what is the functions of stem? The stem support and bears leaves, buds, flowers, and fruit. ये ला first and foremost thing. It conduct water and mineral from the roots to rest of the plant. Rest of the plant में कौन करते हैं water and mineral provide करते. It helps in translocation of organic food from leaves to the rest of the plant. The plant different part को organic food में support करते हैं. The nodes are the region of the stem where leaves are born, and internodes are the portions between two nodes. Dita node is a gap rahila. Suppose this is a node, this is a node, this is a node. See, this is a node, this is a node, and the gap between two nodes, the distance between two nodes is called as internode. ठीक है जी. And young stem is generally green and later often become woody and dark. Initially ସେ green ଥାନ୍ତି, young stem ମାନେ initially green ଥାନ୍ତି, later they convert into woody or you can say dark brown color ରେ ସେମାନେ formation ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି. Okay, ତ ତାପରେ ଆସିଲା କାହା କଥା ଏଠି, the functions of stem ଯାହା କଥା discuss କରୁଥିଲେ, it help in spreading out branches, bearing leaves, flowers and fruits. You can take screenshot of this slide or you can note it down in a copy. ସେମାନେ ସ୍ପ୍ରେଡ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି କ'ଣ, ବ୍ରାଞ୍ଚ ସ୍ପ୍ରେଡ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଲିଭ୍ସ କୁ ଧାରଣ କରି ରଖିଥାନ୍ତି, they are having flowers, they have fruits, and it conducts water, it conducts minerals and helps in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis ରେ ମାନେ help କରିଥାନ୍ତି ଆଉ ସେ ଜିନିଷ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସପୋର୍ଟ କରିବାରେ help କରିଥାନ୍ତି. Some stems helps in food storage, କିଛି stem food store ବି କରିଥାନ୍ତି, support ରେ help କରନ୍ତି, protection and vegetative propagation ରେ help କରନ୍ତି. You can see in this picture very clearly what is happening over here. There are two things. One is the xylem, this is the xylem, and this is the phloem. Phloem to carry food to flower off from the leaf. The leaf ରୁ ये phloem ଖାଇବା ଉପରକୁ ନେଇଯିବି ଆଉ leaf ରୁ phloem ଖାଇବା ତଳକୁ ବି ଆସିବ. You can see these two are together called as vascular bundles. And what do you mean by vascular bundle? ना vascular bundle ହେଇଗଲା କ'ଣ ତୁମର, ନା ଯାହା ବାଟ ଦେଇ xylem and phloem ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଯୋଉ ବାଟ ଦେଇକି water and food translocation ହେଇପାରିବ. The ground ରୁ water ଟି ଅବିକା move କରିକି ଗଲା ଦେଖ କୋଉଠିକି, through the leaves water and minerals ଆସିଲେ, and also ସେଇ ପାଣିକୁ ବି ସେ ନେଇକି ଗଲା ଉପରକୁ different regions of the plant. And again leaves କ'ଣ କଲା ନା ସେ ଯୋଉ water ନେଇଛି ground ରୁ atmosphere ରୁ CO2 ନେଇକି food formation କରିଛି, and food ଏବେ ଯାଉଛି କୁଆଡକୁ, again to the root କୁ ଯାଉଛି food, and also other part of the plant କୁ ଏଠି ସେ food translocate କରୁଛନ୍ତି. ତା ସହିତ ଏମାନେ ଆଉ କ'ଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ଏଠି ଷ୍ଟେମ୍ କିଛି modify ହେଇକି ଟେଣ୍ଡ୍ରିଲ ଟାଇପର ହେଇଥିବ, ତାର କାମ ହେଲା ବାଇଣ୍ଡ କରିବା, ଆଟାଚ କରିବା, କ୍ଲାଇମ୍ବ କରିବା, ଆଉ କିଛି ଜାଗାରେ ସେମାନେ modify ହେଇକି ଫୁଡ୍ ଷ୍ଟୋର କରି ରଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ଯେମିତି ଆମର ଟ୍ୟୁବର୍ସ ପରିକା ହେଇଗଲା ସବୁ. ଆଳୁ ବି ଗୋଟେ modified stem ରେ ଯୋଉ ପିଲାମାନେ, ତା ସହିତ ଅଦା ହେଇଗଲା, ହଳଦୀ ହେଇଗଲା, ginger, turmeric, these are all the examples of modification of stems, and ତାଙ୍କ କାମ ହେଲା ଫୁଡ୍ କୁ ଷ୍ଟୋର କରିବା, ସେମାନେ ଫୁଡ୍ କୁ ଷ୍ଟୋର କରିକି ରଖିଛନ୍ତି. Okay, this part. Modification of stem, you can see are main kamala the food storage, stem tendrils, thorns, phylloclade, stolon, offset, sucker. One by one हम सब पार्ट काम ଏବେ ବୁଝିବା, one by one ଦେଖିକି ଯିବା. food storage ରେ ସେମାନେ କେମିତି ହେଲ୍ପ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, stem tendril ରେ ସେମାନେ କେମିତି ହେଲ୍ପ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, thorns ତାଙ୍କର କ'ଣ ଆକ୍ଟିଭେସନ ରହିଲା, thorn ମାନେ ହେଇଗଲା କଣ୍ଟା, ତାପରେ ସେମାନେ phylloclade formation କରୁଛନ୍ତି, stolon formation କରୁଛନ୍ତି, offset and sucker. तो वन बाय वन चला ଆମେ डिस्कस करके ଯିବା. ଆଧୁରି କୋଉ ପାର୍ଟ ତମେ ଦେଖିନ, that is potato, you can see, this is pumpkin, you can see. ଏ pumpkin ପାଖରେ କ୍ଲାଇମ୍ବ କରିବା ପାଇଁ tendrils of formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି, stem ରୁ ହିଁ tendril formation ହେଇଛି. then ତମେ ଇଏ ତାର leaf ହେଇଗଲା, ତ କିନ୍ତୁ stem ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ସେ modify ହେଇକି କ'ଣ ମାନେ tendril formation କରିଛି, ଯୋଉ tendril ଦ୍ୱାରା ସେ କ'ଣ କରୁଛି ନା ହୋଲ୍ଡ କରିପାରୁଛି, କାହା ଦ୍ୱାରା ସେ ଆଟାଚ ହେଇପାରୁଛି. କିଛି ଜାଗାରେ ସେମାନେ ତମେ ଦେଖିଛ ସେମାନେ ଥର୍ନ ଫର୍ମେସନ କରିଛନ୍ତି, କଣ୍ଟା କଣ୍ଟା ଥର୍ନ ବନେଇଛନ୍ତି. ଦେନ୍ ଫାଇଲୋକ୍ଲେଟ୍ ତମେ ଯୋଉ ଦେଖୁଛ ଏଠି ନାଗଫେଣି ଗଛ, ସପ୍ତଫେଣି ଗଛ, ଅପୁନ୍ସିଆ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ଯୋଉ ତମେ ଦେଖୁଛ ଏଠି, ଆର ଯୋଉ କଣ୍ଟା ବାହାରିଛି that କଣ୍ଟା ଇଜ କଲ୍ଡ as spines are called as leaf. leaf ଟା modify spine ହେଇଛି. हे ଯୋଉ green color part you are seeing here, ଏ ଯୋଉ green color ର flat shape structure ଅଛି, that is called as phyloclade. ତାକୁ phyloclade ବୋଲି କହୁଛେ. କିନ୍ତୁ stolon formation ହେଇପାରିବ, that is a stolon. offset, this is the offset. ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ବ୍ରାଇଫାଇଟ୍ସ ମାନେ ଦଳ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି, ଚୁଙ୍ଗୁଡିଆ ଦଳ ଆଉ ଇଏ ଦଳ ଯୋଉ ଥାନ୍ତି ଆମର ଏଠି ୱାଟରରେ, ପାଣିରେ, ପୋଖରୀ ମାନଙ୍କରେ, that is called as offset. stem ଟି modify ହେଇଯାଇଛି, ଫୁଲି ଯାଇଛି, offset formation କରିଛି, ନହେଲେ ସକର ବି ହେଇପାରିବେ, different different type ର ସେମାନେ ରହିବେ. Okay, first thing first, for food storage. Food storage ସେମାନେ କ'ଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, for example underground stems of potato, ginger, turmeric, jamaican, colocasia, ଏଇସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ରହିବ। ଜାମିନ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ଗୋଟେ ଏଇ ପିଲା ବେଳେ ଏଇଭଳିଆ କର୍ମ ଭଳିଆ ଦେଖିବା ପାଇଁ କି ମାନେ ସାରୁ ଆଉ ଗୁଆ ଭଳିଆ ଦେଖିବା ପାଇଁ। କୋଲୋକାସି ହେଲା ସାରୁ, ଯୋଉ ଘରେ ତମାନେ ୟୁଜ କର ବେସିକାଲି ସାରୁ କୁହନ୍ତି କୋଲୋକାସିଆ। ଟର୍ମରିକ ଇଜ ହଳଦୀ, ginger you know, ଅଦା, and potato is ଆଳୁ you all know. They also act as organs of perination to tide over conditions unfavorable for growth. ଠିକ ଅଛି। ତ ଏଇ ହେଲା ସେଇ organs of perination ଯେଉଁମାନେ perennial growth ରେ ହେଲ୍ପ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ସହିଯାଆନ୍ତି ଅନଫେଭରେବଲ ଗ୍ରୋଥ କୁ। ଅନଫେଭରେବଲ ଗ୍ରୋଥ କୁ ସେମାନେ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ କରିପାରିବେ ଆଣ୍ଡ ସେ ସେମିତି ପଡିକି ରହିଥିବେ ଲଙ୍ଗ ଟର୍ମ ଯାଇକି ନଷ୍ଟ ହେବେ ନାହିଁ। The underground stems of potato, ginger, turmeric, jamaican, colocasia, etc. They also act as organs of perination to tide over conditions unfavorable for growth. Growth ପାଇଁ ଯୋଉ condition unfavorable ସେଇ କାମଟିକୁ ସେମାନେ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। Then ଆସିଲା stem tendrils. Tendrils କଣ ଆସିଲା ନା slender and spirally coiled। ଏମାନେ slender ମାନେ ପତଲା ପତଲା ଅଛନ୍ତି and spirally coiled ମାନେ ଏମାନେ helical structure spiral ହେଇକି ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଗୁଡେଇ ହେଇକି ଅଛନ୍ତି। Structures developed from axillary buds। ଏ structures କୁ କୋଉ develop କରିଥିଲା? Axillary bud ରୁ develop କରିଛି। They helps plants to climb। ये plant को climb କରିବାରେ help କରୁଛନ୍ତି। an example ଥିଲା gourds, cucumber, pumpkins, watermelons, grapevines। ଏସବୁ ପାର୍ଟରେ ତମେ ତାକୁ ଦେଖିପାରିବ। କୋଉଠି କୋଉଠି ଦେଖିପାରିବ? they help in plants to climb, ଯେମିତି gourds ହେଇଗଲା ଆମର cucumber, କାକୁଡି ହେଇଗଲା, pumpkins ହେଇଗଲେ ବା watermelon ହେଇଗଲେ, grapevines ହେଇଗଲେ, ଏଇ ପାର୍ଟ ତମେ ତାକୁ ବେସିକାଲି ଦେଖିପାରିବ। ତ ଟିକେ ଖାଲି କ୍ୱିକ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗ ଖାଲି ରିଭାଇଜ କରିଦଉଛି। ଷ୍ଟେମ୍ ଯୋଉ ମଡିଫାଇ ହେଇଛି ତିନିଟା ପାର୍ଟରେ ମଡିଫାଇ ହେଇଛି। ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ଅଣ୍ଡରଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ମଡିଫିକେସନ, ଗୋଟେ ସବ୍ ଏରିଆଲ ମଡିଫିକେସନ, ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ଏରିଆଲ ମଡିଫିକେସନ। ଯୋଉଟା ଅଣ୍ଡରଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ମଡିଫିକେସନ ହେଇଛି ଯେମିତିକି ରାଇଜୋମ ହେଇଗଲା ଇନ କେସ୍ ଅଫ ଜିଞ୍ଜର, ବଲ୍ବ ହେଇଗଲା ଇନ କେସ୍ ଅଫ ଓନିଅନ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଗାର୍ଲିକ। ପିଆଜ ହେଲା, ଅଦା ହେଲା, ସେଠି ସେ କଣ ଫର୍ମେସନ କରିଛନ୍ତି ନା ସେଠି ସେମାନେ ବଲ୍ବ ଫର୍ମେସନ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ଆଉ ସେ ଯୋଉ ବଲ୍ବ ଅଛି ସେପଟେ ओनियन गार्लिक रे बॉल फॉर्मेशन ହେଇଛି। କର୍ମ ହେଇଗଲା କୋଲୋକାସିଆ କେସରେ, ଟ୍ୟୁବର ହେଇଗଲା ପଟାଟୋ। ଠିକ ଅଛି। ପଟାଟୋ ଯୋଉ ପିଲାମାନେ ଥିଲା potato was a tuber, ginger ଆଉ turmeric they are the rhizome basically, and ଯୋଉ onion garlic ହେଇଗଲେ bulb and କୋଲୋକାସିଆ ହେଇଗଲା କର୍ମ। ଆଉ ଏମାନେ different different shape ରେ present ହେଇକି ଅଛନ୍ତି, underground modification ହେଇକି ଅଛନ୍ତି। If you move into the subaerial modification, if you look at the subaerial modification part, they are like runner, they are like sucker, they are like stolen, and they are like offset। ଏଇଭଳିଆ ସେମାନେ ଥାନ୍ତି। ଆଇକର୍ନିଆ କେସରେ, ପିଷ୍ଟିଆ ଆଇକର୍ନିଆ କେସରେ ସେମାନେ ଥାନ୍ତି କାହା ଭଳିଆ ହେଇକି ନା ଅଫସେଟ୍ ହେଇକି ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଥାନ୍ତି। ଦିସ୍ ୱାନ୍ ଅଫସେଟ୍ ହେଇକି ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଥାନ୍ତି ଆଇକର୍ନିଆ କେସରେ ବା ଏଇଭଳିଆ ସେମାନେ ଅଫସେଟ୍ ହେଇକି ଥାନ୍ତି। ଷ୍ଟୋଲନ ବି ହେଇପାରିବେ, ସକର ହେଇପାରିବେ, ରନର ହେଇପାରିବେ। ସବ୍ ଏରିଆଲ ଯୋଉମାନେ ୱାଟରରୁ ଏବଭ୍ ଲେୟାର ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଏଆରେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛନ୍ତି ସବ୍ ଏରିଆଲ ପାର୍ଟରେ। And if we talk about aerial modification, if we talk about aerial ମାନେ air part ରେ modification ହେଇଛନ୍ତି, ଯେମିତି ହେଇଗଲା tendril, ଯେ tendril formation ହେଇଗଲା, ये aerial part ନା ଗଛର, ଗୋଟେ tendril formation ହେଇଛି। ନହେଲେ ଥର୍ନ ମଡିଫିକେସନ, ଥର୍ନ ବୋଗାନଭିଲିଆ ଥର୍ନ ବାହାରିଥାଏ। କାଗଜ ଗଛ ଯୋଉ ପିଲାମାନେ ହେଇଗଲା ବୋଗାନଭିଲିଆ, ସାଇଟ୍ରସ୍ ଲେମ୍ବୁ ଗଛ, ଲେମ୍ବୁ ଗଛରେ ବି ଆସିଛ ଥର୍ନ ଲାଇକ୍ ମଡିଫିକେସନ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହେଇଛି। ଏଠି ଷ୍ଟେମ୍ ଟି ମଡିଫାଇ ହେଇକି ଥର୍ନ ହେଇଯାଇଛି ଟୁ ପ୍ରୋଟେକ୍ଟ ଦ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ଫ୍ରମ ଦ ହର୍ବିଭୋରସ୍, ଯୋଉମାନେ ରହିଲେ ଆନିମାଲ୍ସ ମାନଙ୍କଠୁ ପ୍ରୋଟେକ୍ସନ ପାଇଁକି। ଯୋଉମାନେ ସବୁ ଶାକାହାରୀ ତୃଣଭୋଜୀ ଅଛନ୍ତି ହର୍ବିଭୋରସ୍ ଆନିମାଲ୍ସ, ସେମାନଙ୍କଠୁ ବଞ୍ଚିବା ପାଇଁକି ଏମାନେ ଫର୍ମେସନ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ଫାଇଲୋକ୍ଲେଟ୍ ବନେଇଥିବେ କୋଉଠି? ଇନ କେସ୍ ଅଫ ଅପୁନ୍ସିଆ, ଆଜ ଆଇ ହାଭ୍ ଟୋଲ୍ଡ ୟୁ ଅର୍ଲିୟର, ହେଲା ଫାଇଲୋକ୍ଲେଟ୍ ଅପୁନ୍ସିଆରେ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ମିଳିଥାଏ ଫାଇଲୋକ୍ଲେଟ୍ ଟି। ଦେନ୍ ଆସିଲା କ୍ଲାଡୋଡ ଅର ବଲବିଲ୍, ଆଗାଭି ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟରେ ବଲବିଲ୍ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ମିଳିଥାଏ। ତ ୟୁ ନିଡ୍ ଟୁ ରିମେମ୍ବର ଅଲ୍ ଦୋଜ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ୍। କ୍ଲିୟର। ଦେନ୍ ତାପରେ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରେମ୍ ଟେଣ୍ଡ୍ରିଲ କଥା ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କଲେ। ଗ୍ରେପ୍ ଭାଇନ୍ ଅଙ୍ଗୁର ଗଛ ଯୋଉ ହେଇଥାଏ ସେଠି, ୱାଟରମେଲନ୍ ତରଭୁଜ ହେଇଗଲା, ପମ୍ପକିନ୍ ହେଇଗଲା କଖାରୁରେ, ଆଉ କିକୁମ୍ବର ହେଇଗଲା କାକୁଡି, ଏ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ସେ ସପୋର୍ଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁକି ଦେ ହାଭ୍ ଡେଭଲପ୍ ଦିସ୍ ଟେଣ୍ଡ୍ରିଲ୍ସ। हॉर्न କଥା ଆସିଲା, these are woody, straight and pointed structures developed from axillary buds। କୋଉ ବର୍ଡରୁ ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି? auxiliary bud formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି ଏ auxiliary buds ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ କଢ type ର formation ହେଇଥିବ and then ସେଇଠୁ axis ସେମାନେ develop କରିକି ଯିବେ ଆଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ end part ଟା pointed ଥାଏ pointed ବୋଲି thorn ବୋଲି ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ these are straight and pointed structures and they are developed from auxiliary buds and they protect plants from the browsing animals ଯୋଉ କହିଲେ herbivores animals ମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉମାନେ ସବୁ grazing animals ବା browsing animals ହେଇଗଲେ ସେଇମାନଙ୍କଠୁ protection ଦେବା ପାଇଁ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛେ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ହେଲା ସାଇଟ୍ରସ୍ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ହେଲା ବୋଗାନିଭିଲିଆ ଠିକ ଅଛି ତ ସାଇଟ୍ରସ୍ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ହେଇଗଲା ଲେମ୍ବୁ ଗଛ ନହେଲେ ବୋଗାନିଭିଲିଆ ହେଇଗଲା ଆମ କାଗଜ ଫୁଲ ଗଛ ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ତମେ ରାସ୍ତା କଡ଼ରେ ଦେଖିପାରୁଥିବ ପାର୍କ ମାନଙ୍କରେ ରାସ୍ତା ସାଇଡ ମାନଙ୍କରେ ଯୋଉ ଗଛ ଲାଗିଛି ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ ଓଡିଶା ତରଫରୁ ସେ ଯୋଉ ସୁନ୍ଦରୀକରଣ ପାଇଁ କି ନେଇଛେ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ସ୍ପଟ୍ କାଗଜ ଫୁଲ ବୋଗେନଭିଲିଆ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ having white color flower, pink color flower, yellow color flower, etc. Clear? Then asla about the phylloclade, it is a green, it is flattened or fleshy cylindrical stem containing chlorophyll for photosynthesis. You can see over this part. ये है गला अपोन्सिया प्लांट ये है गला यूफोरबिया हिट्टा प्लांट देखिए तो एमान सब जेरोफाइटिक प्लांट रे एग्जांपल एमान सब जेरोफाइटिक बा मरु जातीय उद्भिद एमाने विदाउट वाटर बा विथ लेस मिनिमल वाटर दे कैन सर्वाइव एंड ये जो ग्रीन कलर फ्लैट सरफेस तुम देखी पार्छ ग्रीन कलर फ्लैट सरफेस यू कैन सी ओवर हियर दिस इज नॉट द लीफ इट इज लीफ नुहे ये कौन है तार इट इज द स्टेम द मॉडिफिकेशन ऑफ द स्टेम लीफ किए लीफ हो जो कंटा बाहर स्पाइन बाहर इस लीफ हो से स्पाइन वाला पार्ट तो आम लीफ पाखे तो ग्रीन कलर थी दरकार क्लोरोफिल देवा कथा ना क्लोरोफिल कोठी प्रेजेंट अच्छी द क्लोरोफिल इज प्रेजेंट नॉट इन द लीव्स बट इन द phylloclade and a phylloclade जो होची ता काम होला photosynthesis रे हेल्प करिवो it is found in some plants of arid regions arid माने जोठी अबिका मरु जातीय जगह रे जोठी पानी रो अभाव बहुत थाए सेटा से मन देखि परिबो ड्रॉट वाला एरिया रे एग्जांपल तला अपुन्सिया फ्लैटेंड स्टेम यूफोरबिया सिलिंड्रिकल स्टेम पिला माने इन योर 12th क्लास तुम जो बॉटनी प्रैक्टिकल जेबे करिवो you are going to ask this kind of questions by the examiner or the external and this kind of question you will expect in a spotting also. तुम्हारा syllabus रे course रे spotting time रे spotting time रे you are going to ask these questions regarding the opuntia, regarding the euphorbia, and you have to write it down. They are having flattened stem called as phylloclade. Flattened stem ना कौन है phylloclade. Cylindrical stem ना है गला कौन है टी cylindrical stem है गला हमारे टी phylloclade भी और एक कोड दिखा जाऊँ जी ना euphorbia और ठीक है गला opuntia. Stolon. Stolon कौन है पिला मन्ने? That is a slender lateral branch that arises from the base of the main axis and after growing aerially for some time, it arcs downward to touch to the ground. For example, plants like mint, plants like jasmine. देखिपारतो स्टोलन को रनर बोली कहूचे एटा पार्टी फॉर्मेशन हवा स्टार्ट हैला in 11 practical exam external internal will be there beta internal sir rahibe in 12th practical exam external generally comes in 12th external examiners ओके सो ये जो पार्टी बाहर दैट इज कॉल्ड अ स्टोलन और रनर जहाँ आम कहूचे तुम देख मिंट गछ मिंट हो आमर ये जो पुदीना गछ हो पुदीना तुम देखो सेठी तार चेररु भी तार डालरु भी गछटे फॉर्मेशन हो पारे इट इज अ स्लेंडर मींस पतला lateral branch like structure that arises from the base of the main axis this is the main axis ଆଉ main axis base ରେ ଏଟା formation ହେଇଛି ଏ formation କରି ଟିକେ grow କରିବ and after growing aerially କିଛି ଦିନ ସେ aerially grow କରିବ and aerially grow କଲା ପରେ ସେ ପୁଣି ଅବିକା downwards ହେଇଯିବ ଆଉ downwards ହେଲା ପରେ it will come finally and touch the ground ଆଉ ଯେବେ ସେ ground କୁ touch କରିବ ସେଠୁ ଅବିକା root formation ହେଇଯିବ and ସେଠୁ ପୁଣି ଗୋଟେ bud formation ହେଇକି ନୂଆ plant formation ହବ ଜାସମିନ ହେଇଗଲା ରଜନୀଗନ୍ଧା ଆଣ୍ଡ ଆମର ଏପଟେ ଷ୍ଟୋଲନ ହେଇଗଲା ଯୋଉ ଆମର ମିଣ୍ଟ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ହେଇଗଲା ସେଠି ଏଇ ପ୍ରକାର ମଡିଫିକେସନ ୟୁ ଆର ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ ଅବଜର୍ଭ ଓକେ ନା Upset. What are upset? Now, it is a lateral branch with short internodes and each node bearing a rosette of leaves and a tuft of fruits ये ହେଇଗଲା ତାର ଆମର ଆଇକର୍ନିଆ କେସ୍ ତମେ ଦେଖିପାରିବ ପିଷ୍ଟିଆ और ଆଇକର୍ନିଆ କେସ୍ ତମେ ଦେଖିପାରିବ which are quite visible most abundantly found in any ponds ତମ ଘର ପାଖରେ କିଛି ବି କୋଉଠି ପାଣି ଜମିକି ଅଛି stagnant water ଅଛି ponds ହେଇଗଲା lakes ହେଇଗଲା river branches ମାନଙ୍କରେ you are going to identify all these things that is called as a pistia this is called as icornia ଆଉ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଆଇକର୍ନିଆ ଅଛି ତମେ ଦେଖିପାର ତାର ଅବିକା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପାର୍ଟି ଅଛି swollen part that is called as the offset stem ଟି modify ହେଇକି ଆସିଛି stolen petiole is a spongy stem ଆଉ ଏଇ ବାହାରି ତାର offset ଟି formation ହେଇଛି ଯୋଉଠୁ ଏବେ stem ରୁ ବାହାରିକି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାକୁ ଯାଇ touch କରୁଛି ସେ ଅବି then ତ it is a lateral branch lateral ମାନେ side କୁ axis କୁ ବାହାରିଥିବ with short internodes you know there is a what is internode the distance between two node is called internode ତ ବହୁତ ଛୋଟିଆ internode ଟି ଅଛି and each node bearing a rosette of leaves sorry Pilamani, it is a lateral branch with short internodes and each node bearing a rosette of leaves and a tuft of roots ঠিক আছে tuft of roots এটি ভরসে এমতি গুচ্ছা tuft কইলে গুচ্ছা বা এটি group of root formation এটি ହେଇଛି that is called tuft of roots formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି and example as aquatic plant like pistia and iconia and one thing you need to remember over here unlike the root caps they don't have root cap and instead of root cap they're having root pockets you can see these are the hydrophyte plants yes or no आ पूर्व जो देखौଥିଲି ଅପନ୍ସିଆ ସେ ସବୁ ହେଇଗଲେ କଣ ଆମର ନା ଜେରୋଫାଇଟିକ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ these are the hydrophytes ଆଉ ହାଇଡ୍ରୋଫାଇଟ୍ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟସ୍ ପିଲାମାନେ ଯୋଉ ଥାନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କର ରୁଟରେ ରୁଟ କ୍ୟାପ୍ ନଥାଏ and instead of root cap they're having root pocket remember this thing they are having root pockets ଆଉ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ root pockets ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ତଳକୁ ରହିଲେ and ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପାର୍ଟ ବାହାରିକି ଅଛି ସୋଲେନ୍ ବାଲା ପାର୍ଟଟା ସାଇଡରେ short internal that is called as the offset or you can call as the ତାକୁ ରନର ବୋଲି ବି ତମେ ତାକୁ କହିପାରିବ Now comes the sucker. It's a lateral branches that originate from the basal underground portion of the main stem. Main stem ର basal underground portion ର ସେଟା ଭାରି ଥାଏ ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛେ ସପୁରୀ ଗଛରେ ପିଲାମାନେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ପାଇନାପଲ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ଦେଖିଥିବ ଏଇଟା ବା ତମର ଏଠି ବାନାନା ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ଦେଖିପାରୁଥିବ କୁହନ୍ତି ନା ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କଦଳୀ ଗଛ ପାଖରେ ପୁଆ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହେଇଥାଏ ତ ଏ ଯୋଉ ପୁଆ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହୁଏ ସେଇ ପାର୍ଟକୁ ସକର ବୋଲି କୁହାଯାଏ It is the lateral branches that originate from the basal underground portion of the main stem. Main stem ର base ର underground portion ତଳକୁ ହିଁ ବାହାରିଥିବେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ underground portion ର ତଳକୁ ଏଇ part ର ସବୁ base ର ତଳକୁ ଏମାନେ ସବୁ ବାହାରିକି ଅଛନ୍ତି it grows horizontally beneath the soil and come out obliquely upward giving rise to leafy shoots ତ ଏମାନେ horizontally grow କରିବେ and ତାପରେ ସେ ଅବିକା ସଏଲରେ ତଳ ଗ୍ରୋ କରୁଥିଲେ and then ସେ ଉପରକୁ ପୁଣି ଆସିବା ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବେ come out obliquely slightly obliquely ଆସିବା ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବେ ଉପରକୁ giving rise to leafy shoots for example in case of banana in case of pineapple in case of chrysanthemum case ବି ଦେଖାଯାଏ ଯେମିତି ଏଠି ଇଏ ହେଲା tap root ହେଇଗଲା sucker ଆଉ ଏ ସକରରୁ ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି କୋଉମାନେ ଆଡଭେଣ୍ଟିସିୟସ୍ ରୁଟ୍ସ ମାନେ ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି ଦ ପ୍ରୋଟେକ୍ସନ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଏବେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ଆମେ ଦେଖିଥିଲେ ରିଗାର୍ଡିଂ ଆଡଭେଣ୍ଟିସିୟସ୍ ରୁଟ୍ କେମିତି ସେ କାମ କରେ କଣ ସେ କାମ କରେ ବୋଲି ତ banana pineapple chrysanthemum you need to remember all those things to any doubt ପିଲାମାନେ till this dear participants बीजेपी हायर सेकेंडरी स्कूल अब्बू संगम अमित शंकर दे जनता हायर सेकेंडरी स्कूल केएमबी प्रज्ञा निवेदिता संगीता any doubt dear students till now you want to ask any questions regarding this okay Sangeeta is saying no sir okay so what we have learned we'll quickly discuss okay soccer okay soccer once again କହିଦେବି ତ okay done Let's understand once again regarding the sucker wala part. Sucker pilaman hoji kona. It is the lateral branches that originate from the basal underground portion of main stem. Main stem these are the main stem. এই ଯୋଉ main stem ର underground portion ରେ ଏବେ କଣ ହେଇଛି ନା ଗୋଟେ ନୂଆ ପାର୍ଟି ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିଛି and it grows horizontally beneath the soil. ମାଟି ତଳେ ହିଁ ସେମାନେ ଗ୍ରୋ କରୁଛନ୍ତି horizontally. Parallelly ସେମାନେ ଗ୍ରୋ କରୁଛନ୍ତି transversely ଗ୍ରୋ କରୁଛନ୍ତି and they will come out obliquely upward giving rise to leafy shoots ଆଉ ତାପରେ ସେଠୁ leafy shoots formation ହବା start ହବ ଯେମିତି କଦଳୀ ଗଛ ଏବେ ପୁଆ formation ହୁଏନି କି ସେଇଭଳିଆ ଜିନିଷ ଏଠି formation ହବା start ହବ for example like the pineapple like in chrysanthemum like in banana ଏ formation ଏତେ ତମେ ଜାଣିଛ କଦଳୀ ଗଛରେ କିଛି ମଞ୍ଜି ନାହିଁ ତ ସେଠି କିଛି ତ ଫୁଲ ମଞ୍ଜି ଏମିତି ତ ଆମେ ଆଣିକି ଗଛ ଲଗେଇ ପାରିବା ନାହିଁ ତେଣୁ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପାଇନାପଲ ହେଇଗଲା ଏଇ ପାର୍ଟକୁ ହିଁ ପୋତିଦେଲେ ଗଛ ହେଇଯାଏ ସେଥିରୁ ନା କାହିଁକି ନା ଆର ତଳୁ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ବେସାଲ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରିମ ର ତଳୁ ବାହାରିଛି ଅଣ୍ଡରଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ପୋର୍ସନ ରେ କିଏ ଅଛି ନା ତାର horizontally beneath the soil and come out obliquely upward giving rise to leafy shoots and in case of banana pineapple ଏ ଜିନିଷଟି ଦେଖିବାକୁ ମିଳିଥାଏ then asila modification of stem ray, the underground stems of some plants, for example, grasses and strawberry, they spread to new niche and when older plants die, new plants are formed. A party continuously hate underground stem ray modification है चलती है party. तो ये जो modification काइंड होता है ना many plants they produce underground stems for pollination and food storage. Pollination ମାନେ ହେଲା କଣ ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛେ ନା ଯୋଉ plant ର growth ଅଛି there are some seasonal crops there are some perennial crops annual crops କିନ୍ତୁ perennial ମାନେ ହେଲା କଣ ଯିଏ ଅବିକା ସେମିତି ବଞ୍ଚିଥିବ ଜୀବନ ଯାକ ଲାଇଫ ଟାଇମ ଯାଇକି ସିଜନାଲ ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ସିଜନ ପାଇଁକି ଆସିବ ଆନୁଆଲ ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ବର୍ଷ ପାଇଁକି ଆସିବ ଆନୁଆଲି ଆସିବ ସରିଯିବ ବଟ୍ ପେରିନିଆଲ ମାନେ ଇଏ ବଞ୍ଚିକି ରହିଥିବ ସେମିତି ବର୍ଷ ବର୍ଷ ଯାଇକି ଆଉ ସେ ପେରିନେସନ ପାଇଁକି ସେମାନେ ମଡିଫିକେସନ କରିଥାନ୍ତି as well as to store the food the food କୁ store କରିବା ପାଇଁ ବି ସେମାନେ ସେଇଭଳିଆ ଥାନ୍ତି they produce aerial shoots annually and although they resemble the roots superficially but can be distinguishable from roots by the presence of nodes, presence of internode, presence of scale leaves, presence of birds, presence of adventitious root at the node, internal structure ଏସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ସେମାନେ ଶୋ କରିଥାନ୍ତି ପିଲାମାନେ କୋଉମାନେ ନା ଏମାନେ ଯୋଉ ଅଣ୍ଡରଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରିମ୍ ମାନେ ରହିଲେ ଠିକ ଅଛି ଗ୍ରାସ ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ହଉ ବା ଷ୍ଟ୍ରବେରୀ କେସରେ ହଉ ସେମାନେ ଏମିତି ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି ଓଲ୍ଡର ପାର୍ଟସ ମାନେ ମରିଯାଆନ୍ତି ନ୍ୟୁ ପାର୍ଟସ ମାନେ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହୁଅନ୍ତି the older one get left out from the part and the new things are constantly forming and ତାଙ୍କ କାମ ହେଲା କି ସେମାନେ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ କୁ ଗ୍ରୋ କରିବାରେ ଜିନିଷ କରିବାରେ ହେଲ୍ପ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଦେନ୍ ଆମେ ଲିଫ୍ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବା ସୋ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ୱିକ୍ ରିଭାଇଜ କରେଇ ଦଉଛି ବିଫୋର ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ ଦ ଲିଫ୍ ପାର୍ଟ ୱାନ୍ସ ଅଗେନ୍ ଷ୍ଟେମ୍ରେ ଆଜି ଆମେ କଣ କଣ ପଢିଲେ हम क्लास कोड स्टार्ट करथिले एंड स्ट्रीम में कोड पार्ट देखिले बिकॉज़ एट द एंड ऑफ द क्लास वी आर गोइंग टू आस्क सम क्वेश्चंस से क्वेश्चंस हम डिस्कस करिया को जाउछे बट नॉट नाउ बट एट द एंड ऑफ द क्लास सो फ्रॉम हियर वी हैव स्टार्टेड द पार्ट द स्टेम एंड ये जो स्टेम पार्ट थिला स्टेम हमर कोन थिला पिला माने लेट मी रिमाइंड यू वंस अगेन जो स्टेम थिला इट इज द मोस्ट प्रोमिनेंट it is the ascending and generally aerial part of the plant which develops from the plumule of the epicotyle done तो ये जो प्लीम्यूल जो एपिकोटाइल थिला सेट से माने फॉर्मेशन हेतिले these stems as characteristics हम शो करिबा these stems are positively positively phototropic and negatively geotropic and positively phototropic lemon here I'll take a quick break just to fix something. Kindly bear with me. Just I'll be come back in 1 second. Sorry for the okay. So I'm discuss quickly regarding the stem and stem ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ଯଦି function of stem function of stem Stem till at the ascending part of the axis that develops from the plumule of the embryo of the germinating seed, and it bears branches, leaves, flowers, fruits, buds, nodes, internode associated ତା ପାଖରେ present ଥିଲା. Nodes are the regions, stem where leaves are born. Internodes are the portions between the two nodes. Young stem is generally green and later often become woody and dark brown. এই part ଆମେ ଦେଖିଥିଲେ stem discuss କଲା ବେଳେ. ଆଉ ଷ୍ଟେମ୍ କୋଉଠି ଫର୍ମେସନ ହେଇଥିଲା ନା ତାର ପ୍ଲିମ୍ୟୁଲରୁ। ପ୍ଲିମ୍ୟୁଲ କୋଉଠୁ ବନିଥିଲା ତାର ଏପିକଟାଇଲରୁ। ଆଣ୍ଡ ଏଇଟା କୋଉଠି ଫର୍ମେସନ ହେଇଥିଲା ନା ଏମ୍ବ୍ରିଓ ଅଫ ଅ ଜର୍ମିନେଟିଂ ସିଡ୍। ଗୋଟେ ଜର୍ମିନେଟିଂ ସିଡ୍ର ଏମ୍ବ୍ରିଓରୁ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହେଇଥିଲା ଏଇ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ। ଦେନ୍ ତାପରେ ଆମେ ଯାଇଥିଲେ କଣ ନା ତାର ଯୋଉ ୟଙ୍ଗ ଷ୍ଟେମ୍ ଜେନେରାଲି ଗ୍ରୀନ୍ ଇନ୍ କଲର ଥାନ୍ତି ଆଣ୍ଡ ସେମାନେ ପରେ ଯାଇକି ଡାର୍କ ଆଉ ଉଡି ବ୍ରାଉନ୍ ଫର୍ମେସନ କରିଥାନ୍ତି। Then, spreading out branches, bearing leaves, flowers, fruits, these are the basic function of the stem. Stem ର ମୁଖ୍ୟ କାମ ଏହା ହିଁ ଥିଲା। ଏଠୁ branch formation ହେଇଥାଏ, ଏଠୁ leaf formation ହେଇଛି। They are holding the leaves, they are bearing the leaves, they are bearing the flowers and fruits. It conducts water, minerals for photosynthesis process କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଏମାନେ conduct କରିଥାନ୍ତି। And in some cases, in some stems, they help in food storage and support protection and vegetative propagation. These are the main part. They translocate କରୁଛି organic food କୁ from the leaf to the rest of the plant. Then it conduct କରୁଛି water and mineral from the root to rest of the plant. And then it stem support କରୁଛି bears କରୁଛି leaf କୁ, bud କୁ, flowers କୁ and fruits କୁ. Clear? You can see in details about the translation part which I am talking right now. The xylem ଦେଇକି water translocate କଲା from the ground to the rest of the plant, and then the food formation leaf ରେ from the leaf କୁ ସେ rest of the plant କୁ obviously transport କରିବାରେ help କରୁଛି। Then our main କାମ ଥିଲା food store କରିବା, stem tendrils ରେ formation କରିବା, thorns, phylloclade, stolon, offset, sucker, these are different part। ତ କୋଉଠି ସେଟା modified tuber ଥିଲା ଯୋଉଠି food store ହଉଥିଲା, କୋଉଠି ସେ tendril formation କରୁଥିଲା ଯୋଉ tendril ବାଟେ ସେ କଣ କରୁଥିଲା ନା ସେ ଯୋଉ ସପୋର୍ଟ କରୁଥିଲା ଗଛକୁ ପ୍ରୋଟେକ୍ସନ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ କରୁଥିଲା ସପୋର୍ଟ କରୁଥିଲା। ଦେନ୍ ସେ କୋଉଠି ଥର୍ନ ଫର୍ମେସନ କରୁଥିଲା। ଥର୍ନ ମାନେ ଯୋଉ କଣ୍ଟା ଭଳିଆ ଜିନିଷ ପିଲାମାନେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ କରୁଥିଲା ଟୁ ସପୋର୍ଟ ଦ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ଫ୍ରମ ଦ ହର୍ବିଭୋରସ୍ ଆନିମଲ୍ସ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ସପୋର୍ଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କି ଇଟ୍ ହାଜ ଫାଇଲୋକ୍ଲେଟ୍ ଇଟ୍ ହାଜ ଲାଇକ୍ ଦ ଷ୍ଟୋଲନ କଥା ଆସିଲା ଆମର ଏଠି ରନର୍ସ ଯାକ ଆମେ କହୁଥିଲେ। ଦେନ୍ ଇଟ୍ ହାଜ ସମ୍ ଅଫସେଟ୍ ଅଫସେଟ୍ ଯୋଉ ହେଇଗଲା ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ସି ଆଣ୍ଡ ଅଫ କୋର୍ସ ଦ ସକର। ଦେନ୍ ଦ ଫୁଡ ଷ୍ଟୋରେଜ ହଉ अंडरग्राउंड स्टेम्स ऑफ पोटैटो जिंजर कथा हो नॉलेज से खाइबा स्टोर करबा हो पेरिनेशन ପାଇଁ କି ବି हो these are the things we have discussed right now। ଆମେ ଏବେ just recently ଏସବୁ ଜିନିଷକୁ discuss କରିଛେ। thorns, phylloclade, stolon, offset, sucker, underground stems of some plants, example grass, strawberry, spread to new niche, and when older plants die, new plants are formed। येଥିଲା process। And then ଆମେ start କରିବା quickly start କରିବା କାହା ବିଷୟ the leaf। तो hereby we have completed the stem वाला part, morphology of flowering plant ର stem वाला part ଆମେ discuss କରିଦେଲେ। and then ଆମେ start କରିବା ଅବିକା leaf वाला part ଏବେ start କରିବା। okay, so let's focus on the leaf। So what is a leaf? Now it is the lateral flattened structure born on the stem. It develops at the node and bears a bud in its axil। The axil we call it the node of bud formation continue develops at the node ଜାଗାରେ ମାନେ formation ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି and it bears a bud। Bud ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ କଢ type of formation ହେଇଥାଏ that is called as axillary bud। The axillary bud later develops into a branch। ସେ ଆଗକୁ ଗୋଟେ branch ରେ convert ହବ and leaves originate from pseudotypical meristem and then are arranged in an acropetal order। excuse me, the acropetal order ମାନେ ହେଲା କଣ ନା acropetal ମାନେ ହେଲା ପିଲାମାନେ ବେସିକାଲି ସେମାନେ older ମାନେ ଯୋଉ ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେ ରହିଲେ ଏବେ ବାହାରକୁ younger ମାନେ ରହିଲେ ଭିତରକୁ। they are important vegetative organs for photosynthesis। photosynthesis ପାଇଁ ସେମାନେ important organ ହିସାବରେ ସେମାନେ काम करती बा लीफ इज कॉल्ड एज द किचन ऑफ द प्लांट। लीफ को हमें किचन बोली कहते हो प्लांट रो किचन बोली कह दे कहा को लीफ को ही कह दे। यस जानि पहले जाए कि बुझ पहले लीफ कौन इट इज अ ग्रीन flattened lateral appendage of the stem and the branches develop person at the nodes. Leaves basically are arranged in acropetal successions and it originates from the shoot meristem as lateral primordia হিসাবে মানে differentiate করছেন and all the leaves of a plant constitute foliage or phylum বলতে হবে আমি করতে হবে। If we discuss about some basic characteristics of a leaf ପାଖରେ ଏମିତି କଣ କଣ ଜିନିଷ present ଅଛି ନା these are dissimilar and lateral outgrowths of the stem। Yes, similar and dissimilar ଅଛନ୍ତି and ମାନେ lateral outgrowth stem ର ବାହାର ପଟକୁ ବାହାରୁଛନ୍ତି lateral outgrowth of the stem বা flattened structure born on the stem। The leaves are exogenous in origin। ଆଗ origin କେମିତି ଅଛି ପିଲାମାନେ exogenous। exogenous means what? exogenous ମାନେ ବାହାର ପଟୁ ବାହାରିକି ରହିଛନ୍ତି। Then third they are born on the stem of the nodes। ଏ node stem ର part ରେ ମାନେ formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି। Stem at the nodes. Leaves generally have axillary bud in the axil, and unlike stem and root, an apical bud or regular growing point is absent in case of leaves। आगे बार एमती किसी regular point किसी ना कि एमन एक direction में grow करेंगे कि इतनी grow करेंगे बोली। Then the leaf base may have two lateral outgrowth called as the stipules। तंग पे कौन सी भी पिला stipule present अच्छी lateral outgrowth that is called as stipules। As you can see over here, this is stipule। By saying stipule, what I exactly mean is like this thing। This is the stipules। ये ହେଲା stem। stem ରୁ ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି ଏଠି ଅବିକା ତାର petiole। ଆଉ petiole hold କରୁଛି କାହାକୁ ନା leaf କୁ। ଆଉ petiole ପାଖରେ କିଏ ବାହାରିଛି stem ଆଉ petiole junction କୁ କୋଉମାନେ ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି stipules ମାନେ formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି। ସବୁ leaf ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ନଥାଏ but କିଛି କିଛି leaf ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ definitely ଜିନିଷଟି ଥାଏ। ତ ଲିଭ୍ସ ଗୋଟେ ଲିମିଟେଡ୍ ଗ୍ରୋଥ ହିଁ ଶୋ କରନ୍ତି। ଏମିତି ନାହିଁ ଯେ ଏମିତି କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁଅସଲି ଗ୍ରୋ କରି କରି ବହୁତ ବଡ଼ ଏରିଆ କଭର କରିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। ତାଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁଅସ୍ ବା ଗୋଟେ ଲିମିଟେଡ୍ ଗ୍ରୋଥଟି ସେମାନେ ଶୋ କରନ୍ତି। And the leaf is different into three parts। leaf ର ତିନିଟା ପାର୍ଟ ଅଛି। ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା base of the leaf, ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ତାର petiole, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା lamina। This is the base of the leaf, this is the petiole, and the third one is the leaf ର lamina। ଏଇ ଯୋଉ lamina वाला part the margin the boundary ସେଇ part କୁ ଆମେ lamina ବୋଲି କହୁଛେ। The leaves are generally green because of the presence of chlorophyll, and hence leaves are the organs of photosynthesis। So we know leaf is the kitchen of the plant, kitchen of the plant। A large number of specialized openings called as stomata, these are present in the lamina of leaves through which exchange of gases and transpiration takes place। ये stomata ଦେଇକି ହିଁ ଆମର କଣ ହଉଛି ନା exchange of gases ହଉଛି, transpiration ବି ହଉଛି। What is transpiration? Dear participants, what do you mean by transpiration? Amit, Abu, Badal Kumar Raut, BJP Higher Secondary School, Janta Higher Secondary School, Sangeeta. What do you mean by transpiration? Then what is transpiration? So what or mane kon transpiration na? Who can answer this question? Transpiration na meaning kona? Anyone is going to answer this question? What do you mean by transpiration? No answer? So basically what removal of water through lips। Okay, Pragya is saying removal of water, but the right correct answer it is what is transpiration? Now, the loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant is called as transpiration। Okay, so what is transpiration? Basically, the meaning can happen a loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant। And when I say aerial parts of the plant, what I exactly mean is about the leaves or about the stem। and the transpiration ହବା ପାଇଁ କଣ ଦରକାର ନା ଗୋଟେ remove ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ pore ଦରକାର। ଆଉ ସେ pore ଟା କିଏ? that pore is the stomata। the stomata ଯୋଉ ଅଛି stomata ଦେଇକି water ଟା vapor ହେଇକି ବାହାରକୁ ବାହାରିଥାଏ। now next if we are going to look at this part, they are vegetative organs photosynthesis ରେ acropetal। acropetal ପିଲାମାନେ ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ ଏଠି କଣ ହେଇଛି? the younger one are present at the apex and the older one are present at the base। that is called as acropetal। Badal Kumar Rao, the transpiration is the process where plants release water vapor into the atmosphere, primarily through tiny pores, that is stomata on the leaves, acting like plants waiting to regulate temperature, pull water and nutrients up from roots, and maintain water balance. So most water absorbed is lost this way. ये कॉपी कॉपी सा कुछ लग रहा है. एनीवेज आंसर इज करेक्ट. बट हमको सिंपली जो कॉन्सेप्ट मन रखा अच्छे कि ट्रांसपिरेशन में कौन होता है. ओके बादल, ऑन दैट नोट कैन आई आस्क यू वन मोर क्वेश्चन, लाइक ट्रांसपिरेशन इज गुड और बैड बिकॉज योर लॉस ऑफ वाटर इज गोइंग ऑन. तो पानी एठी लॉस होची, तो लॉस हवाटा ठीक ना भूल. You have written the most water absorbed is lost this way. So whether it is good or bad, it has any positive impact or negative impact on the plant. Or if you know what is transpiration, then you must know that transpiration is a necessary evil. Why do you call transpiration as a necessary evil? Any answer? Badal? Transpiration is necessary evil? Okay. तो मन रख एठी पिला माने ट्रांसपिरेशन जब नेसेसरी इविल बोली कहउचे, व्हाई दिस अकर्स को ପାଇଁ कि एटा हेतै ना ट्रांसपिरेशन ना वाटर लॉस होची. तो वाटर लॉस होची बट एट द सेम टाइम वाटर आ द्वारा कंज्यूम भी होची. ये सुनो, तो ये जो रूट रो पानी ऊपर को आसुची, देयर इज नो मोटर फिटिंग एट द रूट जे कि वाटर को एते हाई लेवल को ऊपर नहीं परिबो. तो ये जो ट्रांसपिरेशन होची बोली से वाटर एटी बे कोहेसिव फोर्स एडहेसिव फोर्स देकी अबे कंडक्ट हे पड़छ. ट्रांसपिरेशन निहाती दरकार, बट ओवर ट्रांसपिरेशन इज बैड फॉर हेल्थ, बैड फॉर द प्लांट. आ प्लांट ऊपर से अबिका दुष्प्रभाव भी पकई पारथे. ते पे से माने प्लांट्स ट्रांसपिरेशन को ऑन एंड ऑफ करिया पई they have the stomata से मैंने on and off करते हैं so that they could stop or minimize the water loss. जेरोफाइटिक प्लांट ସେଥିପାଇଁ ତ ସେମାନେ ଷ୍ଟୋମାଟା ରଖିଲେ ହିଁ ନାହିଁ. ସେମାନେ କଣ କଲେ ନା ତାଙ୍କର ଏ ଯୋଉ ଲିଫ୍ କୁ ସେମାନେ ସ୍ପାଇନ ରେ କନଭର୍ଟ କରିଦେଲେ, ମଡିଫାଇ କରିଦେଇଥିଲେ. ଇଏ ଥିଲା କଥା. ଓକେ. Acropetal arrangement हमें से बुझी पाइल. The older ones at our base and the younger one at the apex. Young वाले apex रे रहिबे, old वाला base रे रहिबे. This is called as acropetal. और opposite टाको हम कहबे basipetal बोली. When the older one is present at the apex and younger one present at the base, that is called as the basipetal arrangement. Now, let's quickly come to the three main parts of a typical leaf. A typical leaf रे कौन कौन थिला जोटा हम already discuss करथली. One is the leaf base. गोटे leaf रो गोटे base टी अछि. In the number two, we are discussing about the petiole. गोटे petiole टी connect करके रखिछि. And number three is the lamina, the leaf blade. ए जो लीफ रो गोटे लामिना अछि, लामिना माने लीफ रो ब्लेड फॉर्मेशन करछि, जो ता धारटा जो कंप्लीट टाइ जो फ्लैट इन सरफेस इज कॉल्ड एज द लामिना ऑफ द लीफ. और लामिना रो जो आउटरेज गुरा अछि, जो पेरिफेरल पार्ट इज दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द ब्लेड ऑफ द लीफ. लीफ रो ब्लेड बोलते को हमें कहउछ. This part is called as lamina. ये जो entire part is called as lamina. जहाँ भीतर किए present अछि, midrib present अछि. And midrib रो बाहरचन को मान सब veins बाहरचन, vein रो बाहरची venlets. तो midrib रो vein और vein रो बाहरचन so venlets माने formation region. This is the petiole and this is the stem. These are the stipules. This part is the stipule and this is the base leaf base part presenting. Clear? I hope you got it. This is the blade of the leaf. A part तार margin भाग हम कहूचे. The midrib part रहिला, auxiliary bud रहिला. The different parts of leaf. Not all leaves are similar. समस्त समान नुहंती. समस्त का arrangement, समस्त का modification भी ହେଇची. देखो हमें one by one discuss करिया जिबा. Now, with this part of leaf blade जदि हम discuss करिया जाउचे, leaf base ଯଦି ଆମେ discuss କରିବାକୁ ଯିବା, with this the leaf is attached to the stem. leaf ଟା କୋଉଠି attach ହେଇଛି? leaf is attached to the stem It may bear two lateral leaf-like structures called as the stipules. आ पाखे कौन अच्छी दीटा lateral बाहर को leaf-like structure present है that is called the stipule. तो first thing first आगे हमें देखी दिया कोई जिन जगह था कोई जिमो ना leaf जो stem को attach ही करची तारी पाखे रेसी कौन अच्छी ना दीटा stipule present को रखते हैं जो जगह रे leaf टी attach ही करची stem सहित सेट से ना बिका जो auxiliary word जो लिखा है जी सही पार्ट से हम stipule formation करते हैं दी in monocots. The leaf base expands into a sheath covering the stem partially or wholly, and in some leguminous plant, the leaf base may become swollen and it is called as pulvinous. Leguminous plant रे डाली जाती है गच्छ रे sweet pea कथा है गला बाय जो हमारे डाली जो गच्छ है गला leguminous plant रे ये पार्टी कौन है ना एट swollen ही जाते हैं leguminous plant जो माना पाखे root nodule formation करथिले जो माने नाइट्रोजन फिक्सर्स मान को पाखे रखिथिले symbiotic association करिक रहिथिले ଯୋଉଥିରେ ଅବିକା ସେଇ leguminous plant ର ଯୋଉ leaf ର base part ଟି ଅଛି that becomes swollen and the swollen part କୁ ଆମେ କଣ କହୁଛେ pulvinous ବୋଲି କହୁଛେ। ଆଉ ପୂର୍ବ କ୍ଲାସରେ ମୁଁ ଡିସ୍କସ୍ କରିଥିଲି ରିଗାର୍ଡିଂ ଦ angiospermic plant। angiospermic plant ରେ ଆମେ କାହା କଥା ଡିସ୍କସ୍ କରୁଥିଲେ ନା angiospermic plant ବା flowering plant ରେ ଦି ପ୍ରକାର plant ଥିଲେ one is your number one is your monocot plant, number two is your dicot plant. And how to differentiate a monocot and dicot plant? The monocotyledon having one single cotyledon, while in dicot there is two cotyledons. But what are the other characteristics of monocot and dicot plants? Like in the monocot plant, the root was basically fibrous root, but in case of dicot plant, the root was basically tap root formation ସେମାନେ କରିଥିଲେ। If we talk about the leaf, the arrangement of leaf, the venation of leaf, then in the monocot leaf ରେ venation କେମିତି ଥିଲା ନା monocot leaf ରେ venation ଥିଲା ତାର କୋଉ ଟାଇପ ର monocot plant ରେ venation ଥିଲା ତାର parallel venation କୋଉ venation parallel venation and in dicot plant the venation was about reticulate venation। So what is venation, what is parallel venation, what is reticulate venation, all the things we are going to discuss in the later slides but ଖାଲି ଏତିକି ମନେ ରଖିଥିବ। And if we talk about the flower, ଯଦି ଆମେ flower ବିଷୟରେ କଥା ହେବା ତ monocot plants ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ trimerous flowers ସବୁ ଥିଲେ ଯେବେକି dicots ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ tetramerous ଆଉ pentamerous arrangement ସବୁ ହେଇଥିଲା। Done? Then ଆସିଲା petiole. What is the role of this petiole? That it helps to hold the leaf blade to light। the leaf blade को light आड़को देखिए रखिए because you know leaf is the kitchen of the plant and leaf को कौन करेगा सी photosynthesis करिवार अछि and to do photosynthesis तो कौन दरकार लाइट दरकार और से लाइट रिएक्शन में जो लाइट आसीबो से लाइट रो डायरेक्शन को लीफ को होल्ड करिबो कि द आंसर इज पेटियोल। long thin flexible petioles they'll allow leaf blades to flutter in wind thereby cooling leaf and bringing fresh air to leaf surfaces। The leaf to flutter kurchi. Why does leaf flutter? Due to having a long, thin, flexible petiole. Long means lamba, thin means patlate, flexible achi, so that it can be easily swing in all the directions। And so that कौन हबना ना से flutter करिवा द्वारा सेठी अबिका से जो air टी ये जो एयर टर्बुलेंस किस टाइप रे आसीबो एंड देयर बाय कूलिंग द लीफ एंड ब्रिंगिंग फ्रेश एयर टू द लीफ सरफेस को फ्रेश एयर से पुनः अबिका बारंबार एंटी करथबो। दैट इज द थिंग यू नीड टू रिमेंबर ओवर हियर। एंड देन द ग्रीन एक्सपेंडेड पार्ट विथ द वेन्स and venlets, the middle prominent vein is called as the midrib। ये जो मध्य में जो prominent वाला part टी होती that is called as the midrib। पिलाମାନେ petiole ସମସ୍ତେ ବୁଝିଲା ତ ନା any doubt because petiole is very important part ମନେ ରଖିବ petiole କଣ କଣ ଅଛି ସବୁ। it is a leaf stalk that pushes the lamina to secure proper sunlight ପାଇଁ ତାକୁ ସେ push କରିଥିବ leaf lamina କୁ। leaves with petiole are known as petiolate। ତମେ ଆଗକୁ ଯାଇ ଜାଣିବ ଯେ floral characteristics ତମେ ଆଗକୁ ପଢିବ flower characters ସବୁ ଦେଖିବ ତ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ petiolate ବୋଲି କୁହାଯାଏ। while those without petiole are called as sessile। ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କ petiole ନାହିଁ they are called as sessile ବୋଲି କୁହାଯାଏ। ଯେମିତି ହେଲା rice ହେଇଗଲା wheat ହେଇଗଲା monocot plants ମାନଙ୍କ କେସରେ ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛେ ବେସିକାଲି ସେମାନେ sessile ଥାନ୍ତି। sessile means immovable ମାନେ movable କରିପାରିବେ ନାହିଁ non motile ବୋଲି କହିପାରିବା। remember animal kingdom ରେ ତୁମମାନେ ପଢିଛ regarding polyp and medusa। one is sessile second is motile। ତ motile ମାନେ ଯେ move କରିପାରିବ sessile ଯେ move କରିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। ठीक से वाला जिनस आसला एटी कि those leaves which are having the petiole are called as motile, they are flexible, they can move in the sense से जगह रही से माने movement शो कर परिबे, flutter कर परिबे, and those who do not have the जहाँ पाखे नाई से पार्टी से जो पेट्रोल प्रेजेंट नहीं, दे आर बेसिकली कॉल्ड अ सेसाइल, ताको आमे कहि परिबा आ से माने एपिट्यूलेटरी जीव। द पेट्यूल मे बी होलो इन केस ऑफ पपाया, तुम पपाया देखिछ अमृतभंडा गछ, द पेट्यूल देखले होलो पतला पार्टी होलो पार्टी अछि, in winged in case of citrus, tendriller in case of clematis, spongy in case of icornia। icornia ମୁଁ ଦେଖେଇଦେଲି ତୁମକୁ ଆଜିର କ୍ଲାସରେ जो सोलन वाला पार्ट स्टेम में देखे दिले आइकॉर्निया। In Australian acacia and Parkinsonia petiole is modified into a leaf-like structure called as phyllodes। कोई कोई जगह से माने phyllodes रे भी कन्वर्ट हेई पारते, but that is extra parts, से पार्ट रे हमर एते भी किछि ये ना क्लियर। तो এই পার্ট তোমার সঙ্গে ক্লিয়ার হইলা। দেন আসলে কাগজ লামিনা কথা আসিলা। তো जो लामिना ऑफ द लीफ আসলে না लामिना যাকে আমি লিফ অফ ব্লেড বলি কହୁचे, which is a thin flat green expanded part of the leaf। ঠিক আছে, ଏ ହେଲା thin, ତା ସହିତ ଆସିଲା କଣ ଏଠି flat, ତା ସହିତ କଣ ଆସିଲା ଏଠି ମାନେ green color expanded part of the leaf। ଆଉ ଆ ପାଖେ କଣ କଣ ଅଛି ନା it is having veins and veinlets। The most prominent vein present in the middle of lamina running from its base to apex is called as midrib। I am talking about this। ঠিক ଅଛି, I am talking about this, I am talking about this। କୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ଏଇଟା the most prominent vein present in the middle of lamina। ये enter part is lamina, ये lamina ର middle वाला part है जोटा present ଅଛି। the most prominent vein present in the middle of the lamina running from its base, a base ରୁ apex ଯାଇକି running from the base to the apex is called as midrib। A number of lateral veins arise from the midrib, 8 of lateral veins of ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି arise from the midribs which branch further to form veinlets। ଆଉ ସେ କଣ ବନେଇଛନ୍ତି ଆଗକୁ ଯାଇକି ଏଇ midrib ରୁ କଣ ବାହାରିଛି vein, vein ରୁ କଣ ବାହାରିଛି veinlets of formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି। The veins and veinlets not only support but also conduct water, minerals, and food throughout the leaf। The upper or ventral surface of lamina is called as adaxial, while lower or dorsal surface is called as abaxial। ये जो ऊपर वाला पार्ट टा हम देखो जो आग पट पार्ट टा है adaxial side, और पछपट वाला पार्ट जदि आसीबो आपको रिवर्स कर देले, the lower part, the lower surface is called as abaxial, upper is adaxial, lower is abaxial। Then ଯିବା ଆମେ କୋଉଠିକି ତାର ଭେନେସନ। ବଟ୍ ବିଫୋର ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ ଭେନେସନ ଆମେ ଟିକେ ଷ୍ଟିପୁଲ୍ସ ବିଷୟରେ କଥା ହେଇଯିବା। ଷ୍ଟିପ୍ୟୁଲ୍ସ ଯାହା କଥା ଆମେ କରୁଥିଲେ ଅବିକା ଏଇଟ୍ ଥିଲା ଆମ ଷ୍ଟିପ୍ୟୁଲ ଥିଲା ମାନେ ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଅ ଷ୍ଟିପ୍ୟୁଲ। if we talk about stipule, now stipules are the lateral appendages of the leaf born at its base। କୋଉଠି ତିଆରି ହେଇଛି କୋଉଠି ଉଠିଛି the base formation ହେଇଛି born at its base। They are present in many families of dicotyledons but they are absent or very rare in monocotyledons। ये मोनोकट ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ବହୁତ ରେୟାର ଥାନ୍ତି ବା ମୋନୋକଟ୍ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଆବସେଣ୍ଟ ଥାନ୍ତି କହିଲେ ଚଳିବ। ବହୁତ ରେୟାର ନହେଲେ ଆବସେଣ୍ଟ ଥିବେ, ନହେଲେ ସେମାନେ ଅନ୍ୟ ଜାଗାରେ ଡାଇକଟ୍ ପାଇଁ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛନ୍ତି। ଭେରି ସିମିଲାର ଫ୍ୟାମିଲିଆର ନ ଡାଇକଟ୍ ବଟ୍ ଦେ ଆର୍ ଆବସେଣ୍ଟ ଅର୍ ଭେରି ମୋନୋକଟ୍ସ when the stipules, ଯେତେବେଳେ stipules ମାନେ are present, the leaf is called a stipulate। When petiole is present, the leaf is called petiolate, and stipules are present, the leaf is called a stipulate, and when absent, it is called as exstipulate। And sometimes, as in clitoria, a small stipule may be present at the base of a leaflet, and such a small stipule is otherwise known as stipple। ତାକୁ ଆମେ stipple ବୋଲି ବି କହୁଛେ। Again, it's an extra part. It's not going to ask in the syllabus, not in the syllabus, or not going to ask in the further parts। Then ଆମେ ଆସିବା କୋଉଠିକି venation କୁ ଆସିବା, which is the most important segment of today's class। What is venation? Remember the definition: the arrangement of veins and veinlets in leaf lamina। तो लीफ ର ଲାମିନାରେ ଯୋଉ ଆରେଞ୍ଜମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଇଛି, କାହାର ଆରେଞ୍ଜମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଇଛି ନା ଆରେଞ୍ଜମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ ଦ veins and veinlet, that is called as what? That is called as your venation କହିପାରିବେ। Then the arrangements of veins and veinlets in the leaf lamina is called venation, and it is of two types. One is reticulate venation and second is parallel venation। Reticulate venation T mostly is seen in case of dicot plant, while the parallel venation is mostly observed in case of monocot plants. মনে রহিলা রেটিকুলার ভেনেশনটি ডাইকট প্ল্যান্ট পাই দেখাଯାଏ and parallel ভেনেশনটি monocot plant পাই দেখাଯାଏ. Dicot plant जो रहिला they can be again further divided into pinnate leaf, palmate leaf, पुଣି parallel जो ଅଛି भी pinnate, palmate ଏସବୁ କଣ ଜିନିଷ ଆମେ ଆଗ one by one ଜାଣିବା. You can see ଆଚ୍ଛା ମତେ କହିପାରିବ କି ପିଲାମାନେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପାର୍ଟଟି ଶୋ କରୁଛି whether it is adaxial or abaxial मैं recently पढ़ेଇଛି which portion it is adaxial or abaxial. Dear participants, kindly stay involved. Which portion of the leaf it is? It is the adaxial or abaxial surface. Adaxial, abaxial pattern answer we got. Yes, correct. It is adaxial. Yes, Abu Sangam, answer is correct. Amit Sankarde, answer is correct. It is adaxial. Hmm. Answer is adaxial, correct. Okay, let's focus on to the reticulate venation. Here the venlets form a network formation करती and it is mostly seen in case of dicot plants. ठीक है जी. In this type, the venlets form a network in the lamina and it is the characteristics of most dicot leaves except Colophylum and some monocots like Colocasia, Dioscorea and Smilex or reticulate venation. The exception तो ସବୁବେଳେ ରହିବ. କିଛିଟା monocote ମାନେ ବି exception show କରୁଛନ୍ତି କିଛି dicot ମାନ ପାଖରେ ଏଟା ନ ବି ଥାଇପାରେ. On the basis of number of midrib, like how many midribs are there, main vein of costa, the reticulate venation is of two type. ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା pinnate or unicosted reticulate venation, second is palmate or multicosted reticulate venation ଦି ପ୍ରକାର ହେଇପାରିବ. one of another ରହିପାରିବ. ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଆଗକୁ ଯାଇ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିବା ବଟ୍ ଏଇ ସ୍ଲାଇଡରେ ଆମେ ଏତିକି ଜିନିଷ ମନେ ରଖିବା କି ଯୋଉ ରେଟିକୁଲେଟ ଭେନେସନ ତା ମାନେ କଣ, ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ରେଟିକୁଲେଟ ଭେନେସନ କୋଉଠି ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି ଇନ କେସ୍ ଅଫ ଡାଇକଟ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟରେ, ଦେନ୍ ପାରାଲାଲ ଭେନେସନ ତା ମାନେ କଣ, ଆଉ ଏମାନେ କୋଉଠି ଦେଖାଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ଇନ କେସ୍ ଅଫ ମନୋକଟ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟରେ ଦେଖାଯାଉଛନ୍ତି. ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ସି ଇନ ଦ ବାନାନା ଲିଫ୍ ଦ ମନୋକଟ ଲିଭ୍ସ ଯୋଉ ଆସିଲା କଣ ଏଠି କୋଉ ଭେନେସନ ପାରାଲାଲ ଭେନେସନ, ଏଭ୍ରିଥିଙ୍ଗ ଇଜ ପାରାଲାଲ ଟୁ ଇଚ୍ ଅଦର, ଏମାନେ ପାରାଲାଲ ହେଇକି ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଏମାନେ ଏମିତି ପାରାଲାଲ ହେଇକି ଅଛନ୍ତି. Okay, so how many types of leaves are there? The leaves are of two types, simple leaf, compound leaf. Leaf କେତେ ପ୍ରକାର? ଦି ପ୍ରକାର, ଗୋଟେ simple, ଗୋଟେ compound. Compound leaf ଯୋଉ ଅଛି, they can be pinnately compound or palmately compound. Pinnately, palmately ମାନେ ଏଠି କଣ ଆସିଲା ନା pinnately ମାନେ ଏଠି କଣ ହେଇଛି ନା ସେମାନେ ଏବେ ସବୁ ସିଙ୍ଗଲ ହେଇକି ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆଉ ସେମାନେ ସବୁ ପତଲା ତାଙ୍କର ସବୁ ନିଡଲ ଲାଇକ୍ appearance ହେଇଥିବ. ବଟ୍ ପାମେଟଲି କଣ ହେଇଛି ନା ପାମେଟଲି ଏଇ ଟାଇପର ଆରେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଛନ୍ତି ପିଲାମାନେ, ଇଏ ଗୋଟେ ପାମ୍ ଲାଇକ୍ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର, ଇଏ ହେଲା ପାମେଟଲି ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର. ପିନେଟଲି ନିଡଲ ଲାଇକ୍ ଆରେଞ୍ଜମେଣ୍ଟ ଆସିବ. ଦି ପ୍ରକାର ଲିପ୍, ସିମ୍ପଲ ଲିପ୍, କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ ଲିପ୍. ଆଗ ସିମ୍ପଲ ଲିପ୍ ବିଷୟରେ ଡିସ୍କସ କରିଦେବା, ଦେନ୍ ତାପରେ କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ ଲିପ୍ କୁ ଯାଇକି ପିନେଟଲି କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ ପାମେଟଲି କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ କୁ ଯିବା. ସିମ୍ପଲ ହଉଛି କିଏ ନା ସିମ୍ପଲ is said to be simple when it consists of a single blade which may be which may be entire or inside. ଇଏ ହେଲା ଗୋଟେ simple leaf. ଇଏ ଗୋଟେ bird ଟେ ବାହାରିଲା, ଇଏ ତାର base of the leaf, ଇଏ ତାର ବାହାରି ତାର petiole ଟି ବାହାରିଛି and ଇଏ ତାର ହେଇଗଲା leaf ର lamina. Done. And ମଝିରେ ଯାଇଛି ତାର midrib and ଦିପଟେ ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି veins and venlets. So the leaf is simple. The leaf is simple. So when a leaf is said to be simple, then it consists of a single blade which may be entire or inside and therefore lobed ବି ହେଇପାରିବ to any depth but not down to the midrib. Midrib ତଳୁ ସେ ଯେମିତି ଆସିନଥିବ. ଠିକ ଅଛି, ଏଇଟା ଏବେ ବଟ୍ ରହିଲା ମିଡ୍ରିପ୍ ତଳକୁ ଆସିନଥିବ. ଏବେ ଏଇଭଳିଆ ସେମିତି ଇଏ ଇଏ ହେଲା ସବୁ କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ ଲିପ୍. ଦେଖ ମିଡ୍ରିପ୍ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି ଆଉ ମିଡ୍ରିପ୍ ରୁ ଅବିକା ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଲିଫଲେଟ୍ସ ମାନେ ଫର୍ମେସନ ହେଇଛନ୍ତି. ଇଏ ହେଲା ଗୋଟିଏ ଲିଫ୍, ପୁରାଟା ହେଲା ଗୋଟିଏ ଲିଫ୍. ଦିସ୍ ପାର୍ଟ ଇଜ ଏଣ୍ଟାୟାର ପାର୍ଟ ଇଜ କଲ୍ଡ ଆଜ ଏ ଲିଫ୍ ଏ ଲିଫ୍ ର ଗୋଟିଏ ରହିଲା ପେଟିଓଲ ଆଉ ଏ ଲିଫ୍ ର ଅବଶ୍ୟ ଲିଫଲେଟ୍ ମାନେ ବ୍ରାଞ୍ଚ ରୁ ବ୍ରାଞ୍ଚଲେଟ୍ ସେମିତି ଲିଫ୍ ରୁ ଲିଫଲେଟ୍ ଭୃଷଙ୍ଗ ଗଛରେ ଆମେ ଦେଖିଥିବା ତ ମାନେ କରି ଲିଭ୍ସ ଯୋଉ ଆସିଲା କରି ଲିଭ୍ସ ରେ ନିମ୍ ରେ ଏ ପାର୍ଟ ସବୁ ଆସିବ ନା ତାପରେ ଆସ କୋଉଠି ଅବିକା ସେ ସିମ୍ପଲ ଲିଭ୍ ଯୋଉ ଥିଲା ସିମ୍ପଲ ଲିଭ୍ ରେ ଇନସାଇଟ୍ ହେଇଥାଏ ସିମ୍ପଲ ପିନେଟ୍ ଲିଭ୍ ସିମ୍ପଲ ପାର୍ମାନେଣ୍ଟ ଲିଭ୍ when the direction of incision is towards the midrib here a simple pinnate leaf and when the direction is of incision towards the petiole it is called as simple palmate leaf ବୋଲି କହିବା the leaf lamina is entire or when incised the incision do not touch the midrib ହେଲା simple leaf for example as you can see simple leaf ହେଲା କି ଆମର ମନ୍ଦାର ଫୁଲ ଗଛ simple leaf ବୁଝୁନ ଗୋଟିଏ petiole ଫାଇଲ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ entire leaf ଟି ଗୋଟିଏ petiole ସହିତ attach ହେଇକି ଅଛି there is no formation of leaflets but in case of compound leaves here the incisions of the lamina ये जो lamina ଅଛି ଏଠି ପିଲାମାନେ incision जो formation ହେଇଛି ସେ lamina ର reach up to the midrib breaking it into a number of leaflets से बहुत सारा leaflet ର formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି କାହିଁକି ନା ଏଠି जो midrib ଥିଲା ये जो midrib टी अच्छे पिला मैंने the incision of the lamina reached up to the midrib and breaking it into number of leaflets नua number of leaflet formation ହେଇଛି a bud is seen in the axil of petiole in simple and compound leaves but not in the axil of leaflets of compound leaves ठीक है ये जो bud अच्छी bud टी कोड शो करची in the axil of petiole ठीक है axil of petiole in simple leaves and compound leaves but not in the axil of leaflets of compound leaf ର axial ପାଖରେ bud ରହିବ ନାହିଁ that is the difference ଯେମିତି simple leaf ର axis ପାଖରେ axial ପାଖରେ bud ଅଛି but ଏଠି compound leaf ର leaflet ପାଖରେ bud ନାହିଁ ବୁଝିଲା bud is only present at the base part ରେ present ଅଛି B ରେ bud B ରେ base ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ present ଅଛନ୍ତି ଏ leaflet ମାନେ ଯୋଉ origin କରିଛନ୍ତି ଏଇ point ରୁ ସେମାନେ ସବୁ କେହି ନଥିବେ Bud is seen in the axial of petiole in simple and compound leaves, but not in the axial of leaflets of compound leaf. Now, compound leaves are of two types. One is pinnately compound leaf and second is palmately compound leaf. So, can you answer this question on which basis it is called pinnately compound or palmately compound? On which basis the compound leaf is further classified into two categories, pinnately compound leaf and palmately compound leaf? Who basis रे ହେଇଛି ଏଇଟା? Abu, Amit, Badal, BJP Higher Secondary School, Janta Higher Secondary School, Fulbani Higher Secondary School, Samgita, Sukruli Higher Secondary School. Any answer? On which basis this pinnately compound leaf and palmately compound leaf are classified? ସେମାନେ କେମିତି derive ହେଇଛନ୍ତି କେମିତି classify ହେଇଛନ୍ତି on which basis? Any answer to this question? Structure. Badal is saying structure basis रे. Okay. Any more answer? On which basis? Okay, let me write for you. On the basis of incision. Structure and shape is saying, but on the basis of incision. Incision means ସେମାନେ କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ cut ହେଇଛନ୍ତି କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ସେମାନେ ଆସି touch କରିଛନ୍ତି like below the midrib ନା midrib କୁ touch କରିନାହାନ୍ତି ଯେମିତି କି in case of pinnately compound leaf ରେ କଣ ହବ a pinnately compound leaf is defined as the one in which the midrib known as the rachis bears laterally a number of leaflets ତାପରେ ଏମିତି laterally number of leaflets ଯୋଉ present ଅଛନ୍ତି and arranged alternately or in an opposite manner ସେମାନେ arrange ହେଇଛନ୍ତି alternate ବି ହେଇପାରିବେ ନହେଲେ opposite ବି ହେଇପାରିବେ ଦେଖ ଏମାନେ ଏଠି କଣ ହେଇଛନ୍ତି this is the rachis this part is called as the midrib ଥିଲା the midrib is no longer is called as midrib later it is called as rachis ଆଉ ଏ rachis ଯୋଉ ଅଛି rachis ର ଦି ପଟେ ସବୁ leaflet ମାନେ formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି ୟା ତ alternate ମାନେ ଏଠି ଗୋଟେ ଏଠି ଗୋଟେ ଏଠି ଗୋଟେ ଏଠି ଗୋଟେ ଏଠି ଗୋଟେ ଏଠି alternate ହେଇଥିବେ ନହେଲେ ଏମାନେ opposite to each other ହେଇଥିବେ ଏଠି opposite ଅଛନ୍ତି one ତା opposite ରେ ଇଏ ତା ଅପୋଜିଟରେ ଇଏ ତା ଅପୋଜିଟରେ ଏମିତି ମାନେ ଅପୋଜିଟ ଅପୋଜିଟ ହେଇଥିବେ, ନହେଲେ ଏମାନେ କଣ ହେଇଥିବେ ନା ନା ଯୋଉ ଅଲ୍ଟରନେଟିଭଲି ଆଟାଚ ହେଇଥିବେ। ଅପୋଜିଟ ମ୍ୟାନର ଆଜ ଇନ୍ ଟାମାରିଣ୍ଡ, ଯେମିତି ଆମର କଇଁଆ ଫୁଲ ହେଇଗଲା, କଇଁଆ ଗଛ ଜାଣିଛ ତେନ୍ତୁଳି, ଇମଲି 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 କେସରେ ଟାମାରିଣ୍ଡ, ଗ୍ରାମ, ଗୋଲ୍ଡ, ମହୁ, ରେନ୍ ଟ୍ରି, ସେନ୍ସିଟିଭ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ ଗମ୍, ଆକାଶିଆ, କାଶିଆ ଟୋରା, ଏଇ କେସରେ ତମେ ଦେଖିପାରିବ। ଯଦି ପାମେଟଲି କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ ଲିଫ୍ ଦେଖୁଛ, the palmately compound leaf is defined as the one in which the petiole bears terminally articulated to it a number of leaflets which seem to be radiating from a common point like fingers from the palm, as in silk cotton, tree, lupine, ganandropsis, etc. ଏଇଭଳିଆ ଜିନିଷ ଆସେ ପାମେଟି କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ ଲିଫରେ। ନା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଲିଫ୍ ମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଆସି ଗୋଟିଏ ପଏଣ୍ଟରେ ଟଚ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ଗୋଟିଏ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ମିଡ୍ରିଭ, ଦିସ୍ ୱାନ୍ ଇଜ ଦ ମିଡ୍ରିଭ। ଆଉ ଏ ମିଡ୍ରିଭରେ ଗୋଟିଏ ଜାଗାରେ ସେମାନେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଆସି ଏକାଠି ହେଇଛନ୍ତି। ଆଉ ଏକାଠି ହେଇକି ଦ ପେଟିଓଲ ବିୟର୍ସ ଟର୍ମିନାଲ, ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଦ ପେଟିଓଲ ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ଟର୍ମିନାଲି ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛନ୍ତି କଣ ନା articulate to it a number of leaflets which seem to be radiating from a common point। ଏ କମନ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ରେଡିଏଟେସନ ମାନେ ଏଇଠୁ ପେଟ୍ରିଓଲଟି ବାହାରିଲା, ଏଇ ଯାଇ ପହଞ୍ଚିଲା, ଏଇଠୁ ଗୋଟେ ଲିଫ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ଏଇଠୁ ଗୋଟେ ଲିଫ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ଏଠୁ ଗୋଟେ ଲିଫ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ଏଠୁ ଗୋଟେ ଲିଫ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ଏଠୁ ଗୋଟେ ଲିଫ୍। ତ ପିନେଟଲି ପରେ ଇଏ ହେଲା ପାର୍ମାନେଣ୍ଟଲି କମ୍ପାଉଣ୍ଡ ଲିଫ୍ର ଫର୍ମେସନରେ ଆସିବ। ପିନେଟଲି ପାର୍ମାନେଣ୍ଟଲି ଦେଖିଛ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ କଣ ଆସିଲା ଏଠି? ପିନେଟଲି ଆସିଲା ଏ ଯୋଉ ନିମ୍ ପ୍ଲାଣ୍ଟ, ପାର୍ମାନେଣ୍ଟଲି ଆସିଲା ତୁମର ସିଲ୍କ କଟନ। ତ ନିମ୍ ଆଉ ସିଲ୍କ କଟନ ତମେ ଦେଖି ଜାଣିପାରୁଥିବ। ଇନ୍ ଦିସ୍ ଦ ନମ୍ବର ଅଫ ଲିଫଲେଟ୍ସ ଆର୍ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଅନ୍ ଏ କମନ ଆକ୍ସିସ୍ କଲ୍ଡ as races, which represents the midrib of the leaf, and palmately compound leaf. In this, the leaflets are attached at a common point, like at the tip of the petiole. Common point रे petiole और tip रे सब जगह leaflets बना सकी attach each other. That is called as your palmately compound leaves. Then ଆସିବ କାହା କଥା? Phyllotaxy ବୁଝିବା ଅବିକା leaf କେମିତି arrange ସବୁ ହେଇଛନ୍ତି। It is the pattern of arrangement of leaves on the stem or branch. The stem रे branch रे how the leaves are arranged, that is called as the phyllotaxy. It is of three types. One is alternate, second is opposite, third one is hold. It is a pattern of arrangement of leaves. ଏଠି leaves ମାନେ arrange ହେଇଛନ୍ତି different pattern ରେ on the stem or branch. branch ରେ କେମିତି arrange ହେଲେ, stem ରେ କେମିତି arrange ହେଲେ ସେଇ basis ରେ ଅଛି। ଯେମିତି କି you can see here, one is alternate ଗୋଟେ ଏଠି ଟିକେ ଛାଡି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଏପଟେ, ପୁଣି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଉପରୁ ବାହାରିଛି, ଗୋଟେ ସାଇଡରେ ବାହାରିଛି, alternate form ରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି। this is opposite ହେଇକି ଅଛନ୍ତି, 1 2, ପୁଣି ଏପଟେ 1 2, this is 1 and 2 opposite, and this is whole। ଗୋଟିଏ ପାର୍ଟ ଚାରିଟା ବାହାରିଲେ, 1 2 3 4, ଗୋଟେ ପାର୍ଟରେ ହୋଲ ହେଇକି, ପୁଣି ଏପଟେ 1 2 3 4 ଚାରିଟା ହିଁ ବାହାରିଲେ, ଲାଇକ୍ ଯୋଉ ହୋଲ୍ଡ ଆରେଞ୍ଜମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି ଲାଇକ୍ ଦିସ୍। ତ ଏଠି ହେଲେ ଏମାନେ ହେଲେ ଅପୋଜିଟ, this one is opposite, this one is whole, and this one is alternate। Alternate କଣ କହୁଛି ନା, in this a single leaf arises at each node। each node ରେ ପିଲାମାନେ କଣ ବାହାରିছে, single leaf ଟେ ବାହାରିଛି in alternate manner। For example, like China rose, mustard, sunflower, etc. এই ଜାଗାରେ ଆସିଲା alternate nodes of formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି। In case of opposite case ରେ କଣ ହେଇଛି, in this a pair of leaves arise at each node and lie opposite to each other। ଏମାନେ opposite to each other formation ହେଇଛନ୍ତି in case of opposite वाला leaf रे arrangement phyllotaxy ରେ ତମେ ଦେଖିବ a pair of leaves pair ହେଇକି ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି arranged at each node। ଗୋଟିଏ ନୋଡ ରୁ ଦି ପଟକୁ ବାହାରିଛନ୍ତି। କ୍ୟାଲେଟର ପିସ୍ ହେଇଗଲା ଗାଭା। ପିଜୁଳି ଗଛ ତମେ ଯଦି ଦେଖିବ, ପିଜୁଳି ଗଛ ତମେ ପାଇପାରିବ। ହୋଲ ଲିଫ୍ କୋଡ୍ ଦେଖାଯିବ। Whole leaf pilamana is seen more than two leaves, three or four or five. In the more than two leaves arise at a single node and form a whole। ଯେମିତି ଆଲଷ୍ଟୋନିଆ ହେଇଗଲା, ଆଲଷ୍ଟୋନିଆ ତମେ ମାର୍କ କରିଥିବ, ଯୋଉ ଚମ୍ପା ଫମ୍ପା ଗଛ ହେଇଗଲା, ନହେଲେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ କନିଆରୀ ଗଛ ଆସେ, ୟେଲୋ କଲର ବଡ ବଡ କନିଆରୀ ଫୁଲ ଆସେ ସେଠି, ସେଇଗୁଡ଼ା ତମର ହୋଲ ଲିଫ୍ ର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ। ଗୋଟେ ହେଇଗଲା ଅପୋଜିଟ, ଗୋଟେ ହେଇଗଲା ଅଲ୍ଟରନେଟ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଇଗଲା होल वाला पार्ट तुम एग्जांपल जो this is the modification of leaf. So till this any doubt you can ask me, then we'll move into the modification of leaf. Any doubt the students till this? Few more slides to go. Notification ସରିଗଲେ my part ସରିଯିବ and then we'll discuss the question answer and we'll end this class. Any doubt you wanna ask till this, or shall we move ahead? These are the parts we have covered from here. The leaf. In the leaf, we have discussed about the type of leaf, what is a leaf, what are the parts of the leaves, leaf could originate କରିଥାଏ, what is meristem, zootypical meristem, root apical meristem. Root is the leaf, no, the shoot part ହିଁ leaf ମାନେ basically ଥାନ୍ତି. The shoot could origin କଲା, the important vegetative organs of photosynthesis. Three main parts of a typical leaf: leaf to base, leaf to petiole, leaf to lamina. Monocot बना पाए केमता leaf ଥାଏ, dicot बना पाए केमता leaf ଥାଏ, stipules कौन, leguminous plant leaf base में becomes swollen, it is called pulvinous. से part भी देखिले ना हमें leaf ର कौन काम रहुଛି, it helps to hold the leaf blade to light. Long thin flexible petioles we have discussed allow leaf blades to flutter in wind, thereby cooling leaf and bringing fresh air to the leaf surface. The green expanded part with veins and veinlets we have seen. The middle prominent vein is called as midrib, we have discussed. Then the veins provides rigidity to lamina and it acts as channels of transport of water, mineral and food. This thing we have also discussed. And then we move to the venation of the leaf. That is, it is the arrangement of veins and veinlets in leaf lamina. It is of two types, reticulate venation or parallel venation. Two types of venations we have discussed till now. Reticulate con, parallel con. Here the veinlets form a network. It is seen in dicots. Parallel venation now କହିପାରିବ. Here the veins run parallel to each other within the lamina and it is seen in only monocot plant ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଦେଖାଯାଏ. ସେ ଆସିଲେ types of leaves କୁ types of leaves ଦି ପ୍ରକାର ଥିଲା, ଗୋଟେ simple leaf ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ compound leaf. Simple leaf is called as pinnately compound leaf. Compound leaf is called as palmately compound leaf. simple ରହିବ, compound ଦି ପ୍ରକାର ରହିବ, pinnately compound, palmately compound. Pinnately ମାନେ ସେଟା structure ଟି entire ଅଛି, ଗୋଟିଏ petiole ପାଖରେ ଗୋଟିଏ leaf ଟି ବାହାରିଛି ଆଉ ସେ ଯୋଉ leaflet ଟି ଅଛି ସେ petiole ର leaflets ମାନେ ତାର midrib କୁ ଆସି attach ହେଇଛନ୍ତି, ହେଲା simple ର compound ର pinnately compound and palmately compound ହେଇଗଲା ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛେ ଏଠି papaya plant ରେ କଣ ହଉଛି ନା palmately compound ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି. So the leaf lamina is entire or when incised, the incision do not touch the midrib. Then we discussed about this part, pinnately compound, palmately compound, neem, other recta indica. Then phyllotaxy ascilla, arrangement of leaves on the stem, alternate opposite or hold. Either they are alternate or they are opposite or they are holding. The leaves are modified to perform functions other than photosynthesis, like the tendril, like the spine, like the fleshy leaves, to store a pattern ପଢିଥାନ୍ତି. Okay, the leaves are basically modified to perform functions other than the photosynthesis. For example, tendril. Tendril ର କାମ ଥିଲା for climbing ରେ. For example, peach plant ରେ. Spines ର କାମ ଥିଲା defense. For example, in case of cacti, cactus ରେ. And fleshy leaves ଥିଲେ to store the food. For example, onion and garlic. ତାର କାମ ଥିଲା food କୁ store କରିବା. Long term ଯାଇକି ସେମାନେ store କରି ରଖିପାରୁଥିଲେ. ଯେମିତି ଆମ ପିଆଜ ହେଇଗଲା ବା ଏ ଯୋଉ ରସୁଣ ହେଇଗଲା, onion, garlic, they are basically fleshy leaves. In some plants, such as Australian acacia, the leaves are small and short-lived. Leaves মানে ছোট ছোট অଛନ୍ତି, short-lived অଛନ୍ତି, and the petioles expand, become green and synthesis food. ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ petioles ମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ସେମାନେ expand କରିଯାଆନ୍ତି, ଆଉ ସିଏ expand କରିକି ଯୋଉ green color ଅଛନ୍ତି, ସେମାନେ ଖାଇବା ବନେଇବା start କରନ୍ତି. So this is one kind of interesting fact in the nature. You have to remember this part. Like in some plants, such as Australian acacia, ସେଠି କ'ଣ ହଉଛି the leaves are small and short lived, ବହୁତ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ଲିଭ୍ ଥାନ୍ତି, ବହୁତ କମ ଟାଇମ ପାଇଁ ସେମାନେ ଗ୍ରୋ କରିପାରନ୍ତି। ପେଟିଓଲ ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ସେ ପେଟିଓଲ ସେଠି କ'ଣ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଏକ୍ସପାଣ୍ଡ ହେଇଯାଉଛି। Petiole expand ହେଇକି କ'ଣ formation କରୁଛି green and synthesize କରୁଛି food leaves for some insectivorous plant, for example pitcher plant and the Venus flytrap are also modified leaves। ତାକୁ modified leaf ବୋଲି କହୁଛେ। insectivorous plant ଯୋଉ pitcher plant ଲା କମଣ୍ଡଳୀ ଗଛ ପିଲାମାନେ ଶୁଣିଥିବ, ଏମାନେ କ'ଣ କରନା ଟ୍ରାପ୍ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତି food। insectivorous plant ର example ଏମାନେ ଆସିବେ ବା pitcher plant କୁହାଯାଏ Venus flytrap ବୋଲି। they are also called as modified। this is Venus flytrap, this is pitcher plant। Then I must start with the question answer segment. Any doubt till this? The participants, any doubt till this? Any doubt till this? No, sir. Sangeeta is saying no, sir. Badal is saying also no, sir. So we are going to discuss about the question answer. So let's quickly jump to the question answer segment and we will end the class. The primary function of the stem is dash. Stem ର primary କାମ କ'ଣ? ମୁଖ୍ୟ କାମ photosynthesis, absorption of water, bearing leaves, flowers and fruits, storage of food. Yes, Abu, correct answer is option C. Bearing leaves, flowers and fruit. Badal, correct answer is option C. Amit, correct answer is option number C. Sangeeta, correct answer is option number C. Correct. The stem modified into a flat green leaf-like structure that performs photosynthesis is called as dash. That is called as, yes. Question number 2. The right answer is phylloclade. The right answer is phylloclade. Question number 2. Which of the following is a stem modification for food storage? Potato, yes. Solanum tuberosum, potato. Question number 3. Correct answer is option number C. Then come to question number 4. The eye of a potato tuber is called as dash. It is called, yes, it is called axillary bud. Correct. It is called as the eye of potato tuber is called as axillary bud. In citrus and bougainvillea, the thorns are modification of gas. Question number 5. Citrus ହେଲା bougainvillea ହେଇଗଲା ଯୋଉ thorn କଣ୍ଟା କଣ୍ଟା ସବୁ ବାହାରୁଥିଲେ these are modification of leaves na stipple stem na root. Question number 5. Yes, Abu, correct answer is option number C. Stem ର modification ଥିଲେ. Sangeet has also given the correct answer. Badal Kumar Raut also given the correct answer. Question number 6. The subaerial stem modification at the lateral branch grows horizontally above the soil and gives rise to new plants at nodes is called as dash. Question number 6 ର କଣ କହିବା ତାକୁ ଅବିକା the subaerial stem ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ modification where the lateral branch grows horizontally above the soil and gives rise to new plants at nodes is called as runner, stolen, offset or sucker. Again saying yes sucker. Banana chrysanthemum कैसे लिखा जाए सब एरियल स्टेम टी मॉडिफिकेशन करके lateral branch टी जोटा horizontally grow करिबो and give you new plant बादल and everybody अबु 6A हबनी एठी 6 रे D हबो एठी banana और chrysanthemum हबो. Yes correct. Next question जो ଯିବା next question को ଯିବା ଆମେ ଏବେ bulb of onion is a modified stem because of dash. Why it is called as modified stem? Bulb of onion is a modified stem because it has nodes and internodes. It bears fleshy scale leaves and terminal bud. It has adventitious root and all of the above. What is the right answer? Answer is option D, all of the above. Amit has given correct answer. Abu has also given the correct answer. Badal eta option B habani C habani. Answer is question number 7. So the question number 8. Which of the following pairs is correctly matched? And say the question name. Question number 8. The stem modification that helps in climbing. Thorn, tendril, phyloclate, prickle. Climbing रे की help करिबो. Answer tendril. Yes. Again, correct answer. Abu has given the correct answer. बादल करेक्ट थॉर्न हबनी थॉर्न ର କାମ ଥିଲା ତାକୁ ପ୍ରୋଟେକ୍ସନ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ କରିବା କୋଉଠୁ from the herbivores animals ମାନଙ୍କଠୁ. Yes, correct answer Amit. Correct answer is tendril. The arrangements of leaves on the stem or branch is called as dash. Arrangement of leaves. Yes, answer is 9. Question answer is B. Yes, Sangeeta Sahu has also given the correct answer. Option B is the correct. Phyllotaxy is the correct answer. Which phylotax is found in Calotropis? Question number 10. Calotropis ପାଖରେ କଣ ଦେଖାଯାଏ? Alternate, opposite, decussated, hold. Yes, Abu has given the correct answer. Sangeeta has also given the correct answer. Amit has also given the correct answer. Leaves of dicotyledons generally possess dash. Co-venation show କରୁଛନ୍ତି bilateral leaves dicotyledon plant ରେ majorly ସେମାନେ show କରନ୍ତି reticulate venation. Yes, correct answer is reticulate venation. Correct, Pragya. The answer is reticulate venation. Which of the following is an insectivorous plant with leaf modification for trapping insects? Badal. Question number 12. 12 correct answer is option number D, both sundew and bladderwort. Yes, BJP College has also given the correct answer. Amit Sankade has also given the correct answer. Sangeeta has also given the correct answer. Sundew plant bhi thai Badal. Yes. So by hereby we have completed the today's segment, that is modification of root, modification of stem, modification of leaves, the general characteristics, the salient features, and all the part जोटा हम discussion करथिले. And thank you for joining. Thank you for kind attention. I will definitely meet next year. This is my last class of today's and last class of this month and also last class of this year. So we'll meet in the next year. Next event देखा होगा. Till then, take care, stay blessed, and thank you for joining. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So everyone. No, DHC last class में इटा. My last class in DHC of this month. माने ये जो portion है syllabus रे. Today's my last class. Next year will definitely meet.